Wahoo! Hey, hey, we are back. Wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Extra Zone Arcade. We are now in week something, day something. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, so we're back. We got another stream out here. Of course, it is not an early stream, and it is also well, it is a weekend stream. But yeah, that's because of the new experimental schedule that we're going with. So basically, I don't know. We're kind of just still testing this thing out, seeing how good it is. You know, seeing if it's really optimal for this whole thing for the channel. I'm hoping it will be. But yeah, so basically, last day of August. What do we do? What else do we do? Of course, we got to rank all the modern Sonic stages ever, every single one of them. So obviously, I mean, you know, there are going to be some exceptions to that, which we'll get into in a minute. And all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is going to be a long one. So just strap in, get ready, because there's going to be some talks, there's going to be debates, and you guys can go ahead and also do the tier list with me at the same time, you know, if you want to. Hey Chids, what's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the answer. So yeah, in terms of news, well, there is no news. There is basically no news. You know, in terms of what we got, Pauline is coming to Mario Party. I also do have a video coming out for... Jesus. I do have a video coming out for some of the Mario Party stuff that's basically revealed over the last couple days. So be on the lookout for that. That will probably be out tomorrow. What else? Yakuza / Like a Dragon developer Ryu Gutuko Studio, I butchered that terribly, will reveal the next game in the franchise on September 20th. So there we go. I believe that's probably going to be during Tokyo Game Show. In Japan, Sonic Movie 3 is going to be called Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. Good title for the thing. And I think that's basically it. Yeah, nothing really too crazy happening here. Wrong. The answer is 42. This shows you've never had a deep thought in your life. No, I don't have deep thoughts in my life. The only thing I think about is Sonic the Hedgehog at all times. So yeah, basically, we're going to get into this. Redeem a song. You can redeem a song. You can redeem a song with a certain number of channel points. You can add one song of your picking to the playlist, because I'm not using YouTube anymore. I'm not using YouTube anymore. I just downloaded the shit onto my PC. And yeah, we're just gonna go from there, because I got tired of the ads. Plus, I want to have like a good mix. I want to have like a good mix. I don't just want to have like a Nintendo playlist and a Sonic playlist and everything be separate. I want it to all just be together in one place. So yeah, basically you get everything this way. And then yeah. So I mean, if you have enough channel points and you've got a song you want to put in, go ahead and do that. Also, make sure it's not like a copyrighted type situation or anything like that. I'd rather not deal with that. And yeah, also obviously no AI stuff either. 100%. We don't do that here. So yeah. I guess that's all. Okay, right. I need to talk about everything. Last day of August, by the way. Yeah, it is the last day of August, like I said. So you guys have literally today to hit the 10 sub goal. I'm not going to cook on stream if you don't hit that goal. So I'm going to need 4 subs quick, fast, and in a hurry. You're going to have a couple hours to do it. So I don't know, rob a bank or something and get back to me when you have it. But yeah. But yeah, we're good. Make an abysmal tier. I feel like that's what the E tier represents, you know. If need be, I will add an F tier, but I don't know if we're gonna have an F tier this time around. So we'll see what goes down. Also, it wiped my data from the classic Sonic tier list. I tried to bring it back, but you know, it was just gone. So that's what we got. And yeah, at 43k, what is this man saving up for? What is he trying to do? Your ass hasn't cooked off camera anyway. Listen, man. I'm sorry. What? Bro! Pep with the 5 sub bomb. Holy shit. You said in a hurry? I didn't. Hey, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Oh my god. And the hype train has just started. So great. Awesome. Wow. Thank you, bro. What the fuck? You didn't need to do that. But I don't even know what to do now. Well, I guess I'm going to be cooking. I guess I'm going to be doing some Sonic Cookbook recipes. When should we do that? That will probably have to be after the Shadow playthrough. Which we might start tomorrow. We might start that tomorrow. But yeah, do I even put a 15 sub goal? I mean, I guess it's just a formality at this point. I don't even know, to be honest. What should the 15 sub goal be? What should the 15 sub goal be? I don't even know. I don't even know. Are we even gonna hit it? I mean, if there's anyone else crazy enough to do it, or if Pep wants to add more to the pile, you know, I'm not gonna complain. But Jesus Christ, that's crazy, bro. Thank you. What the fuck? Insane. I got no idea, actually. I genuinely don't know what to put for this. Wait, someone wanted me to do Sonic Spinball 8-bit. Let me put that. That's the 15 sub goal. I guarantee you ain't hitting it. I guarantee you are not going to hit it. All right, there we go. Also, that does not say 8-bit. What am I cooking here? There we go. All right. So there's the 15 sub goal. Thank you. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. That's a lot of money you've just given me. And I appreciate that. A lot. Thank you guys for sticking around, by the way. New stream schedule and everything. Really wanted to see if this works out. So do let me know also if the schedule was good for you. I do want to at least get some audience research, some feedback on that. So you know, if the new timetable is good for you, if the new timetable is bad for you, let me know. I'll weigh up the options, see what we can do, and we might switch it up. We might switch it up a bit, whether it's the days or the hours or whatever. It's like $20, no stress. Yeah, maybe to you that's no stress, but I mean to me, $20 is a lot. That's hella money. Is the new one 3 p.m. on weekends? Go check pinned in Discord. To see the whole timetable. But yeah. So, what are going to be the rules of this tier list? Let's see. So, I am going to count Sonic 3D Blast first and foremost, because I've just seen it here, and we didn't rank it for the classic Sonic zones, I don't think? I'm pretty sure we didn't. Wait, no. Did we? I have no idea. How do we even rank Sonic 3D Blast? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You know what? We'll just throw it in, because I don't think we did it last time. I actually just don't think we did it last time. One sub for $5. That's right. They're increasing it, by the way. Don't forget. But next month is September, and something fun happens on September. You'll see tomorrow. But yeah. So that's going to be the first thing. The first thing is I guess we'll rank 3D Blast just because we didn't do it last time. Second is basically I may or may not cover the handheld games. I think we'll stick to them. I think we'll stick to the mainline kind of console games first, and then if I feel like we have like a lot of time left, or I feel like I'm still kind of feeling good, then we'll rank the handheld games like the advanced games, rush games, or the Dimps, D-makes and stuff for the 3DS. So that's probably how we're gonna do it. And the last rule is basically that we're ranking these in terms of you know, how good of basically how good the level design is, how good the soundtrack is, how good the aesthetic is, how well it works on the fundamentals of Sonic level design, aka, you know, having your multiple paths, having obviously obviously, you know, being able to maintain your speed and everything, and how well does it basically do all that. So those are the criteria. That's how we're doing this. Those are the rules. Let's get into this. Anyways, I don't really care about Sonic stages, so I'm off. No, you can't just give me money and leave, bro. That's not how it works. He's crazy. I appreciate that though. Thank you. Oh, we got a hype chest. What is this? I'm gonna open it. Oh, we got the Frog Ponder emote. Cool. There you go. So that's a thing. Anyway. Yeah, I got no idea what that's all about. Okay, cool. So let's just get into this thing. So, all right. We got to start with some Sonic Adventure real quick. And thankfully, They have it all in a nice line for us, well, for the most part. All right, Emerald Coast. Great introduction level. Okay, it has everything we're looking for. We did it. What did we do? Oh, we hit the 10. Nice. Good. Thank you, Twitch. Thank you for letting me know. You're a bit late on that. But yeah, so the first stage, Emerald Coast. I think it's a good opening to the game. Obviously, you know, it fulfills all the good things. It's got the nice aesthetics to it. It's got plenty of iconic moments like the whale chase, and obviously, just being an introduction, like a proper introduction to Sonic in 3D. So I feel like, you know, it does a good job with that. Also, when it comes to 3D Blast, we'll maybe do that after as well. I just want to cover the main stuff for now. But yeah, so good level, great aesthetics, amazing music for both sections of it too. Overall, very solid level. I don't think it's quite an S tier, but it is very, very good. Second stage, Windy Valley. I think I'll try and take in... I think for the most part, I'm just going to take into account like the Sonic versions for each level. Because, you know, that's kind of the main the main version of it. When it comes to certain games like, you know, obviously Adventure 1 or 06, where multiple characters play through the same levels. So yeah, we'll mostly just take the Sonic version into account when ranking them. But obviously, if the need arises to talk about another version, we can. It's just not really going to be factored into the actual ranking itself. So yeah. In terms of Windy Valley, though, I mean, whether you're playing Sonic, Tails, or Gamma, you know, you're pretty much still getting the same level, just different sections of it, which are all really good. Obviously, the tornado moment is a very iconic part of Sonic's stage. Remixes the Green Grove level from 3D Blast for the theme. Overall, yeah, it's pretty good, but I feel like the beta version's better. I feel like the beta version of Windy Hill was better, where it was a much more kind of open-ended level. But this is not a bad one. I would say it's probably a B tier. Not one of the most memorable levels in Adventure, but definitely not one of the worst. One of the worst, though, is definitely Casinopolis. Now, this one. Okay. I'm probably going to say it's a D tier. Mainly just because the only real good part of the level is the sewer. But in order to get there, you have to do the pinball table, and you have to fail the pinball table so you get sent down there. And then it's like, once you're down there, it's like maybe a minute and a half section where you're really just running down corridors. And then that's kind of it. The pinball tables themselves are pretty okay. The physics are, you know, a little bit wonky on them. And, you know, yeah, other than that, you've just got the lobby. Obviously, the goal in Sonic's mission is to grind for 400 rings, which is quite a lot to ask of the player, especially for the third level in the game. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's maybe a D. If I'm replaying Adventure, I'm probably gonna skip this one where I can. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at there. Ice Cap Zone. Ooh, okay. I want to say it's an A, but I'm kind of feeling it's a B. Mainly just because the first couple sections aren't really all that great. The snowboarding section, obviously, at the end is iconic, and the music and everything is great there. I feel like the first two parts are kind of lacking a little bit. Because the first bit you can really just skip by just jumping off of a ramp and go straight to the second section with all the icicles and stuff. You can also do some big skips there as well, which is cool. But if you take the main path, it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow, but it's not badly designed. So I think a B tier is probably fair enough for it. And really just for the snowboarding section alone, I think it's a B tier. Without that, it'd probably be a C. But yeah, I don't think it's quite as good as the Ice Cap from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but you know, it's definitely not a bad stage at all. So I think it will go there. Twinkle Park. That is an A tier. Twinkle Park is a solid A tier. Really good parts of this one. I feel like each character that goes through it also gets a unique experience. Obviously, Big has his fishing mission. Amy gets the kind of haunted house part, which is really cool. But beyond that, you know, it's just a really cool aesthetics. Great music also with remixes of Sonic 3D Blast as well, one of which is actually an unused song from that game. And yeah, just overall, it pretty much has everything. You know, it's got the multiple paths. It's got really cool set pieces with the roller coasters and the freaking bowling ball parts. It's really cool, really good level. Honestly, I would actually probably say it's better than Emerald Coast. I also really like the Twinkle Kart Racing too. Pretty good little side game they have there in the level. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. All right, now we get to the duology where I'm like, this is like peak 3D Sonic. Speed Highway, S tier. Do I even have to say it? The freaking soundtrack, bro. The freaking soundtrack, okay? Whether you're going across the top of the city, whether you're going down the skyscraper, whether you're on the streets below, every single song during this thing is absolutely peak. The aesthetics of Sonic running down this really urban highway is really cool with all the loop-de-loops and everything. It's so uniquely Sonic that like no other franchise could pull something like this off, in my opinion. And yeah, there's a reason why this stage has come back a couple times since, because it's just so good. Like everything about it absolutely hits. I don't think there's a single complaint I have here. So many cool skips you can do as well if you know what you're doing. Just peak 3D Sonic, peak 3D Sonic. It really utilizes adventures like physics, I feel like, in a great way. And following that, Red Mountain, I also think is an S tier. Listen, this stage is so slept on. This is a slept on stage right here. Every single freaking time I play this, I feel like I find something new. I feel like I find a new way around. Again, music is great. Aesthetics are great. I love when you go into the second section and you're literally just in hell. It's great. You know, what other Sonic level does this? What other Sonic level does this? You know, it's so unique. And really, it's just the sense of like adventure. Like when I think of Sonic Adventure, it's like this encapsulates the adventure part of it the most. I feel like you're really just going on this massive big quest. The music does a lot to kind of you know, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. It does a lot to kind of emphasize that, you know, it does a lot to kind of emphasize that this is really some big grand thing as you chase the egg carrier. So I think I love this level a lot. I love this level a lot. It's not quite as good as Speed Highway, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. I think that has all the markings of a good 3D Sonic level that we are looking for. Lost World though, maybe not. I don't think it's quite a D tier just because it doesn't slow down to the pace that Casinopolis does, but it does slow down quite a lot. It does slow down quite a lot. And unlike Casinopolis, there are much easier ways to skip around the stuff you don't like. So I think for that reason alone, it's better. Has better set pieces as well. In the fact that it has set pieces at all, Casinopolis really doesn't, aside from, I guess, the pinball tables, if you really want to count that. And yeah, just in general, it's a lot better. I feel like also when it comes to the other characters you visit this level with, they have a better time, like Knuckles. So yeah, this one I think is good. This one I think is perfectly good. You know, I mean, oh well, okay, it's okay, it's all right, it's fine, it's passable. And also, look, the snake is janky, the snake is hella janky. But it don't really matter, okay? It doesn't really matter. Honestly, I've gotten used to the jank. I understand the jank now. Final Egg, A tier. A tier. Fantastic final level, all right? It has good challenge. It has good atmosphere. The music, oh my god, the music, especially for Section 2, it's too good. It's just too good. I don't know why they thought it was okay to shred that hard, but they did it. And yeah, again, also just really great skips here. A lot of different paths to take in this level. Tons of secrets. Like, I was playing it the other day during my break, and I was like, whoa, I've just found like a stash of rings that I didn't even know was here. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. So yeah, for that reason, I think this is definitely an A tier. It might actually... Okay, I think it's maybe... Nah, I think it's bottom of A tier, because I think the thing Emerald Coast and Twinkle Park have over it is they just have more set pieces. I feel like Final Egg is kind of lacking in that regard. Aside from like the big skydiving section where you're dropping down, you know, that part's cool. But there's not really too much in the way of like actual set pieces. I guess this was just a full-on serious, like, this is just an obstacle course kind of situation. So yeah, I think that's where Final Egg will go. Pretty good placement. And yeah, that just leaves one more Sonic Adventure level, which is Hot Shelter, which is actually the only one Sonic doesn't visit. But I feel like this one's pretty good. I feel like this one's pretty good. I'd probably rank it bottom of B. You know, obviously, we're not really going to talk about Big's mission because it's fishing all the time. Gamma's mission is great. I love, you know, going through there with the train, especially. That was a really cool set piece that I enjoyed there. Amy's level is pretty short, but not bad. And yeah, I think it kind of balances out to be a pretty alright level overall. Pretty good, I would say, for Hot Shelter. So yeah, that's all of Sonic Adventure. And they did put the they did put the hub worlds in here, but these are not levels, so I'm not counting them. Same with the Sky Chase and Sand Hill minigames. There's no reason to rank these. Really, they're not levels in the traditional sense, so I don't think it's worth counting those. Those are mini games. So yeah, I guess that's it for Sonic Adventure 1. So oh my god, we can move on to rank Sonic Adventure 2. Also, I'm gonna just real quick throw this in the chat in case anybody comes in and wants to do this. I'm pretty sure I'm alone right now, but we're just gonna solo this thing. But yeah, there we go. So if anyone comes in, they can rank that. But yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, so Sonic Adventure 2. How do we rank Sonic Adventure 2? There's a siren outside. Ooh. It's just like in Sonic Adventure 2, bro. The police are here. All right, so City Escape. Yeah, I think it kind of goes without saying, but like this is just one of the best Sonic levels, period. Like it has everything, bro. It's iconic. Like more than literally everything. This stage is just iconic. Like you really can't go wrong with it. Again, this stage has been referenced and called back to, and it's come back just so many times. The rolling around at the speed of sound has become like synonymous with this franchise. Everything about it is perfect. The gun truck chase, the boarding down the city, so many great set pieces. That being said, I still like Speed Highway better, but I think that's really just because I prefer how Sonic Adventure 1 controls. Like if City Escape was there with Adventure 1 controls, I actually think this would probably be better than Speed Highway. But you know, I think in general, you know, just because I feel like SA1 has the better controls, that's really why that's above. But it definitely beats Red Mountain. I mean, come on, yeah. City Escape has everything. It has everything. You know, the level's a little bit more railroaded, but that's just kind of the case for most of Sonic Adventure 2. It's not quite as open. But that can work just as well. You know, linear level design can work just as well as open level design in Sonic games. It really just depends on the execution. And in the case of City Escape, the execution is damn near perfect. So, yeah, that's an S tier easily. What's next for Sonic Adventure 2? Well, let's see. And also, yes, we are ranking every level in Sonic Adventure 2, not just the Sonic and Shadow ones. Everything is getting ranked here. So that also means the Knuckles levels, which means we do have to kind of rank these on a different criteria. Mainly being that, you know, how fun is it to explore? How many secrets are there? You know, how easy or cool is it to navigate? And I think Wild Canyon is pretty okay. It doesn't make a huge impression for the first Knuckles level, but what I will say is that it definitely does its job. It definitely does its job. You know, obviously, most of the treasure hunting levels are split. At least most of Knuckles' treasure hunting levels are split into like 3 separate sections. So in the case of this level, the 3 sections you get essentially are the middle section with the underground and the overground, and then you have like the left and the right that you can go to. And typically each emerald piece will be in one of those 3 spots. So that rule of 3 is usually adhered to, but I think there's maybe a couple stages that Knuckles has that don't follow that, but I feel like because Wild Canyon does and it sets that up as kind of a principle, yeah, it works, and I think it's pretty good. But again, it's hard to kind of rank it against like some of the other more fast-paced levels because, you know, it is a treasure hunting level after all. And the same thing goes for Prison Lane. You know, it's like, how do you rank a mech shooting level? Do you rank it based on how fast it is? Like, how do you kind of rank the design here? And I guess in terms of a run and gun, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like for Tails' first level, they didn't put their best foot forward. There's a lot of slow sections waiting for platforms to rise up. There's a lot of closed doors that you have to shoot enemies to go past, and it's just not super exciting to play. Tails has better levels later on, but spoiler alert, in terms of I think probably every character in the game, I think Tails probably has the worst out of all the level selections. in the game. But yeah, I think it's definitely a C tier. It's just, it feels like there's a little too much that's just stopping you in this level. Just feels a little too slow. Just feels a little too slow, even for a mech shooting level. Metal Harbor, also another spoiler alert. Yeah, most of the Sonic and Shadow levels are going to end up near the top of the list because, I mean, yeah, of course, that's obviously the highlight of the game. I feel like there's no debate there. But yeah, Metal Harbor, I would probably put right about here at the bottom of A, because if there's really one thing I can say, I just feel like it's too short. This level is over in like a minute and a half, if even that. I guess obviously the highlight of this level is really, again, just the amazing soundtrack, and also, you know, the big rocket section where you got to grab the top to get the A rank. You know, that's all really cool. I actually really like that a lot. Incentivizes replay value. I'd probably actually say this is the most replayable level in Adventure 2 out of all of them. So that's definitely what propels it up to an A rank. But it's just, I feel if it was just that little bit longer, if it was just that little bit longer, I could definitely see this making a high A or even a low S on a good day. So yeah, I think that's probably where it will go. And that's probably where it will go. Also very linear level too. Even more than City Escape was. Next up, Green Forest. Now, Green Forest, I feel like definitely opens up things a little bit. I feel like there's a lot more paths here, especially like, you know, even just at the beginning of the level, there's like maybe 2 or 3 different paths you can take in this one. So I feel like just the fact that it opens up the level design a lot more is a lot better. And then, yeah, there's a few more like kind of automated sections in this one. I feel Adventure 2 is where like the really automated moments started to kind of crop up in the 3D Sonic games. But again, it's like, you know, I don't think any of that stuff necessarily takes away from it. I think, you know, obviously it needs to be there in moderation. Like if, if you have too much of it, you know, obviously it's not good, because then that's when you feel like control is being taken away. And then you start feeling like a certain other game that's going to show up later down the line. So, yeah, you don't want too much automation, but just enough is good. And, yeah, I would probably say in terms of this level, is it better than Final Egg? Yes, but it's not better than Emerald Coast. It's not better than Emerald Coast. So that will give it a nice A tier. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right. Oh my god, I forgot Skydeck. Holy shit, I forgot Skydeck from Adventure. Skydeck isn't that bad. Skydeck isn't that bad. I used to really not like it, and I feel like a lot of people don't like it, but it's really not all that terrible. I mean, I feel like the worst part of the level is probably the second section, where the wind is blowing, but even then, it's like it's really not that bad. I feel like it really doesn't serve to actually slow you down all that much. That being said, it's not a level I would particularly want to go back to that often. But I do think it's not badly designed, so or I don't think it has too many problems that I can point to where I don't think it's all that fun. So yeah, I think maybe a B. I think a low B tier, like low B tier. So that expect this one to get pushed down quite a bit as the list goes on. But yeah, I think that's probably where I'll have it for now. And then yeah, if I feel like I need to change that later on, we can always go back. You know, that is assuming among the mess of Sonic stages I can find it. All right, Pumpkin Hill. So I think Pumpkin Hill is pretty unequivocally the best Knuckles level. I think pretty much everyone can agree on that. I got no real issue with putting it up here, to be honest. It's just it feels like it has everything you need, right? It's got the 3 structure with the Ghost Train Mountain, the Pumpkin Mountain, and the Church Mountain. You know, it's all balanced in that way. And do I even need to mention the music here, man? Pumpkin Hill's theme is absolutely iconic, and it's not because it's good. It is a banger, but it's not good. That rap is silly as hell, but listen, it's peak, okay? The less said about the actual rapper himself, the better, but you know, that's a conversation that we don't typically have on this channel, so yeah. But you know, yeah, I think A tier is appropriate for this level, you know? I feel like it kind of does everything it needs to. Strong theming, great soundtrack, very explorable, really takes advantage of Knuckles' abilities in a great way. And yeah, yeah, that's really all I got to say for it. I mean, I guess also just adding to it, Knuckles' version of Red Mountain almost feels like kind of a prototype to Pumpkin Hill in a lot of ways. Like, if you play both of those levels back to back, they feel very similar. So, you know, there's that. Pumpkin Hill really feels like the evolved version of Red Mountain, but the only reason Red Mountain ranks so high is because of the Sonic version of the level, compared to Pumpkin Hill, which, you know, only has the Knuckles version to speak for itself. So, there we go. Unless you count Sky Rail for Shadow, but that's counted as an entirely different level. So, I don't think we're really going to factor that into Pumpkin Hill's ranking at all. But yeah, now it's time for Mission Street. And Mission Street, I think, is definitely better than Prison Lane. But I really don't think it's higher than a C rank still. It's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of these sections where you have to go up steep roads, and it's really slow, and then there's the fighter jets that can come out and just bomb you out of nowhere, and it's just like, I don't know. I just don't like Tails' levels. They're just not all that great. I feel like this is kind of the best they get. So yeah, that should give you an idea of how I kind of feel about these. Aquatic Mine is up next, and this is definitely a downgrade. But I think in recent times, I've come to appreciate this level a little bit more. Obviously, you know, it's a water level with raising and lowering water gimmicks, which are not always my favorite. I think before I would have put it in a D rank, but I think now it makes like a mid C. I think it's not too bad to navigate when you've gotten the hang of it. And it does adhere to like the three tier system, I guess, where obviously each water level corresponds to like a different part of the level that you can open up, or that closes up. You know, obviously it changes what you can kind of access. So it does still go for that rule of threes that each Knuckles level has had up to this point. So that definitely helps it. So it has that going for it. But I don't know. It's only as good as a water level like this can be. Let's be real. It's only as good as a water level like that can be. Route 101 is a mini-game level, and I kind of don't want to count it. Same with Route 280. I feel like these are really mini-games. They're not really main levels. And obviously, you know, I know during the Classic Sonic ranking, I did rank some of the Sky Chase stages, but that's mainly because you still actually control Sonic in that, and you still have the same controls. It's just that you're restricted to the plane. So I think for that, you know, it's fair enough to rank it, but I think for these levels where it's just not even remotely the same gameplay, it doesn't really make too much sense to rank it. So we will probably just leave those. But yeah, Hidden Base. This one's not great. This one is not great. I think it's probably a D tier. It's not fun to navigate. Okay. I feel like a lot of jank happens here, especially revolving around like some of the platforms when they move around. Sometimes it feels like you can just kind of get clipped by them. And if you land in that sand, there's no getting out of it because you're a big ass clunky mech. So, you know, you're just kind of dead. And not only that, it's just, I don't know, it's just not super appealing. It's just not super fun to go through. It's not one I really want to come back to, but then the Tails levels are not really anything I particularly want to come back to anyway. So yeah, I think that kind of lands itself at a D tier. A matter of fact, I would probably play Casinopolis over this. Epic Brawler Gaming, welcome to chat. You are the first person to be here in like half an hour. How's it going? I've been soloing this. What do you think so far? This is our tier list. We've ranked adventure levels. We're in the process of ranking adventure 2. And it's not going too bad. It's not going too bad, I gotta say. Is good, hold on. Uh-oh. Where's the hold on? Oh no. Oh no. Water break. But yeah, alright, hold up. Alright, so what's the next Sonic Adventure 2 level? We just did Hidden Base. Let's see. Should be Pyramid Cave. Okay, Pyramid Cave. The list is good? Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Good to know. Alright. Pyramid Cave. Also, I never played SA2. Damn, really? That's actually kind of crazy, because SA2 was like the best-selling Sonic game. Well, okay, not the best, but one of the best. I thought I would always just assume everyone's played SA2, or any other modern Sonic game besides other than Sonic Unleashed. Oh man, Sonic Unleashed. Oh, you know what? Is that on here? It's got to be on here. I don't know if I'm gonna rank it, to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna rank it. I'm also not gonna rank Shadow the Hedgehog because we're gonna do our Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough. So I'm thinking we'll come back to that. Oh yeah, they do have Unleashed. Nice. I need to start my Sonic play them all. You see, we did a Sonic marathon here for the channel, like well, this was over a year ago now. Jesus. We finished that like almost a year ago, I guess. But yeah, no, we did that. We played all the mainline Sonic games. We also did our Sonic Portable marathon a few months ago. So we've been around the block. We've done everything. We have truly done everything. But yeah, aside from just games that couldn't fit into that, like Knuckles Chaotix or Shadow the Hedgehog, it's like where do you put that in either of those? You know. I really want to play the Sonic. I really want to play all the Sonic marathon. I can't read or type apparently. Listen, I'm the same. I'm the same. I can't do it. My brain just doesn't have the capacity for that. But yeah, it's like one thing I will say though. You know, obviously I haven't been streaming for long, but like if you like have something like that you want to do, honestly, you might as well just make content out of it. I'm not gonna lie. Just be like, hey, I played all the Sonic games. You know. People will watch, you know, that's how I got most of my audience in the first place. But yeah, so all right, cool. Wait, I forgot where we were. Oh yeah, Pyramid Cape. So, what does this level have? So this is very like 2B level. I think this is the start of like kind of 2B closed in Sonic levels where you're really just going forward. It's pretty railroaded. There are sections where it kind of opens up a bit. But yeah, and there's a lot of like waiting around and grabbing switches and stuff like that. But I think the theming of it, the aesthetics, the music, and just you know, really the best parts of this level, I think, outshine the bits that aren't so great. To the point where I would probably put it right about next to Windy Valley. I think it's a pretty decent Sonic stage, not one of the best. But it's probably not the worst either. I think a mid-B tier is good for that one. Ignore the previous message before the previous one. Oh right, okay. Anyways, I had to go through a nearly 4-hour recording session for highlights for a video. Time to edit. Oh shit. Ooh, see, I've been in the editing cave because I've been doing a lot of videos for like the trailers and stuff coming out for, you know, all the Sonic stuff. Does this list also have Werehog? I'm guessing... I don't know. I don't think they're separate... No, they're not separate entries. They're not separate entries. So I guess when we rank the Unleashed levels, we're going to have to take the Werehog version into account as well. But yeah, they just have the... They just have the name of the things here. They also have the hub worlds, but we don't need to rank the hub worlds. That's fine. We don't need to do all that. So yeah, we'll rank the Werehog ones, I guess, with the Sonic levels. But yeah, next up, Death Chamber. Death Chamber is the worst Knuckles level, and it's honestly probably one of the worst levels in the game. I really don't like Death Chamber. So my problem with this is Aquatic Mine, at the very least. You know, I mean, the thing is, Aquatic Mine is a really small level. But like, you know, it's also confined, which means I feel like it's not super bad to navigate. But Death Chamber is not only super confined because most of it is just hallways with like occasional rooms that are like not that big anyway. So it's really, you know, there's not a lot of room to travel. But it's also huge. Like there's a big ass, it's a huge map. I don't mess with this one. I do not fuck with this level at all. I think it's just not good. I think it probably has the worst track also out of all the Knuckles themes. I feel like it's not... I feel like Death Chamber's, like, song isn't as good. Yeah, I don't know. This one's just pretty weak. This one's just pretty weak. I think this is the worst one so far out of the entire list. Eggman in Wii, gameplay-wise A tier, fun-wise E tier. So I guess that would balance out to a nice C rank, you know. But yeah, so I think when it comes to like Unleashed and Shadow, though, I'm not gonna rank them just yet because I do plan to do playthroughs of those in the pretty near future. So yeah, don't worry about that for now. And then obviously, you know, when we've done all that stuff, we can come back and do the ranking again. But for now, I think I'll just keep it to the mainline 3D games, and we might cover handhelds if we have time. But yeah, we'll kind of see where we go from there. All right, Eternal Engine. I will actually be honest for a second here. I think this might be the best Tales level. I actually do think this might be the best Tales level. I can't really think of too many things I don't like about it. Obviously, it's pretty difficult. Like, it's challenging. Maybe even more than a lot of the levels that come after it. And even compared to Eggman's last level, I feel like this one's not quite as difficult. I think it might be a B tier. It's a low B, but it's a B tier. I actually think this one's not bad. I'm just going to talk about the Wii version of Unleashed. Winmore Isle is an A for me. Winmore Isle is pretty good on the Wii version. I remember that. I liked what else was there on the Wii version? I kind of like the Jungle Joyride Wii stage. I actually kind of like that one a lot. Act 1 is Act 2 is pretty solid. Yeah, I remember that being good. But yeah, I like Jungle Joyride on the Wii. That was I feel like that was a good level. I remember that one being good, but I guess we'll find out when we play it again, you know. It's been a little while since I've hit up Unleashed. I think I maybe played it back in like 2019. I don't think I've touched it since then. But yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, Eternal Engine I think lands like a solid B tier. You know, obviously it's got the space hatches that suck you out if you blow them up. And then, you know, it has some other kind of annoying parts to it. Like the laser skydiving section, which isn't too great, but you know, it doesn't slow you down all too much, and I feel like the difficulty actually keeps it pretty interesting for the most part. So yeah, I really don't mind that one. I really don't mind that one all too much. Meteor Herd. So this one's either a high C or a low B, but I'm thinking maybe it's a high C, like above Aquatic Mind. But yeah, I think it'll go there because like here's my thing. I really like the aesthetic. I really like the music. The theming is great. However, okay, this stage kind of comes out of nowhere in the plot. They're like last minute, they're like, oh shit, we need a Knuckles level to put in here, but like where can we even put it? And it's just like they put it right after the tense cutscene where Eggman reveals that he kidnapped Amy, and it's basically this big hurry that Sonic has to go on to save her. And then we just cut to this, and it's just kind of awkward. But then it's like this sheer size of this level is almost too much. This level is just almost too big, and I think that contributes to it being a C tier, because you know, it does still kind of follow the structure of 3. I forgot to mention Death Chamber does as well, because you have the green room, the red room, and the blue rooms. But you know, Meteor Herd also kind of does with like kind of your top section, your middle section, and your bottom section of the level. So it kind of follows it, but not too strictly. I feel like the way that the way that all the other levels before it do. So yeah, this one's kind of awkward. This one's just kind of awkward. I feel like this level was probably a very last minute addition. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely feels like it. It definitely feels like this level was just very last minute. But you know, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. This to be honest, this one really is just carried by the aesthetic, and also it's also carried by the fact that you can go all the way up to the top and then just drill dive down, and it's like the most satisfying thing ever for some reason. I used to do that all the time when I was a kid, but yeah, I think that's where that will go. Jungle Joyride is S tier. Can we give Cool Edge? Can we give Cool Edge for having an S tier night theme? Honestly, maybe. Maybe the day theme is also really good though, so I mean that might have to take it. I think Arid Sand night stages are slow and too many. Yeah, Arid Sands is one of the worst stages in the game for both versions, but we'll kind of get to that in a minute. We'll get to that a bit later. So yeah, we're almost done with the hero story. Crazy Gadget, worst Sonic level. Worst Sonic level. This one's probably... I think I'd probably still play it over Lost World in Adventure, though. I think I'd probably still play it over Lost World. It's not all that great. The anti-gravity mechanics are not that fun to use. And that final section, like, look, nowadays I don't struggle with it, but it's still just kind of not fun to navigate. And I know there's ways to skip it effectively, but look, I just don't feel like putting in that kind of effort to learning how to do that. I don't like this stage enough to try. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just not all that great. And I think in terms of the music, it's probably also the weakest out of all the Sonic stages. So I think it's a C tier. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but it ain't great either. It ain't great either. And yeah, final Hero Story stage, Final Rush, S tier. S tier. There are so many skips you can do here. You can jump off the rails at the beginning to make a massive shortcut. There's more shortcuts. You can just jump off and just do the coolest shit imaginable. Just the aesthetic of Sonic grinding rails in the sky and space is awesome. I feel like they just really cooked with this one. Like, this is just absolutely, like, perfection of a final level. It's got the right blend of challenge. It's got the right blend of cool. It's got an amazing soundtrack, great theming. Everything here is absolutely perfect, all right? Great final level. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good shit. I can't watch SA2 without Snapcube's dub. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Not the Snapcube dub. So yeah, that's all the hero story stuff. All right, so now it's time for the dark story. Iron Gate. There's a lot of levels in Sonic Adventure 2. I feel like this is a much better opening than Tails' first level. I feel like there's a lot less stuff that slows you down, but it's definitely still there. So I would put it right about here. It's really not all that different from Prison Lane, as you're getting really most of the same experience. It's just a little bit better design. It's just a little bit better design, which is kind of the case for a lot of Eggman stages compared to Tails. They really are just better versions. Dry Lagoon. I like the turtle. I like going between the two sections. I think the aesthetic is good. I think the music is good. But it's definitely not one of the more memorable Rouge stages, so I think this one is probably going to land itself a nice, solid B tier. Not quite next to Wild Canyon, but it's close. It's close. I just think Wild Canyon is a little bit stronger of an opening for Knuckles. Sand Ocean. Just much better version of Hidden Base. You know, I think the nighttime aesthetic really does a lot for it. I think the music is also quite a bit better. It's not amazing, but like it's quite a bit better. And then yeah, it's not too bad. I do think the first run through of it is pretty bad though, because you don't have the hover ability yet. So doing the platforming here is actually very slow paced until you get the hover upgrade later, and then you replay the level, and it's really pretty much a cakewalk after that. So, I don't know. I feel like for the first playthrough, I almost kind of want to rank it lower for that. Yeah, I'd probably put it here, actually. Like, low C. Just because, yeah, the first playthrough without the hover upgrade is kind of painful, to be honest. It is kind of painful. Do you remember Sonic Zombies? I do remember Sonic Zombies. Didn't they release, like, a whole, like, full supercut of that recently? I haven't watched it yet. I should probably get around to that. But yeah, Radical Highway. Dude. Radical Highway. I think this is actually an A tier. This is a good, solid, high A. I don't think it's as good as Emerald Coast, but for an introduction level to Shadow the Hedgehog, the franchise's probably most popular character outside of the Blue Blur himself, I mean, come on. This does just about everything you want it to. It does a great job of introducing Shadow. It does a good job of contrasting him a lot with Sonic, in terms of what their opening levels kind of are. The soundtrack here is great. Probably my favorite stage theme for one of the Shadow levels. Yeah, just in general, really good shit. Just absolutely better than Mission Street. When it comes to this kind of like late night highway aesthetic, I think Radical Highway absolutely deserves the mid A tier. It basically does everything you want it to do. Multiple routes as well. Great level overall. Not quite an S, but it is good. I almost finished watching it. Nice. Oh my god, yeah, I gotta hop back on. Egg Quarters. It's slightly better than Death Chamber, but I would not replay this. I would just not replay this. The Beetle is kind of a cool gimmick. I don't feel like it ever really comes into account that much. I don't think it's as big of a threat as it probably could be. And yeah, it's fine. It's aight. Also, last day of summer vacation. Oh, damn. Gotta go back to studying soon. Oh, man. Not me, though. I'm too busy making Sonic the Hedgehog content on twitch.tv and also YouTube. So, yeah, good shit. Good shit. That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Yeah. All right. Lost Colony. There's a lot to like about this one. There's a lot to like about this one. I think the theming is absolutely great here. I love this like kind of sense of dread. Like, you know, this level really presents itself as like you're just not supposed to be here. Like you are desecrating something, you know, very sensitive, basically, right here. That's what this level kind of represents. They do that really well with the music. They do that really well with the fact that the level's dark and you have to kind of turn the lights on by defeating enemies and stuff. It really does a great job making it feel like the Space Colony arc has been shut down for 50 years. And like I can't think of another level in this game that has theming that good. Like it really sells the whole aesthetic. In terms of the design itself, it's also not too bad. So yeah, I think this is a pretty solid level, but it's kind of held back by some of the problems the mech shooting gameplay just has inherently. So I think for that reason, I can't really put it higher than like a B, but yeah, this is probably the best mech level so far. I think it's safe to say that's the best mech level so far. Just a lot of really strong aspects to it. Overall. Weapons bed. Weapons bed is weird. Weapons bed is weird. It's a pretty quick level. Obviously, getting the A rank mostly requires you to do massive combos here, which is really fun and satisfying. So I'll definitely give it that. But I don't know. It's just not super memorable. It's not super memorable. I think it's really just overshadowed by Metal Harbor just being so much better with the same aesthetic. So yeah, I think maybe a low B. I think I'll maybe put it right there. That's a decent spot for it. Security Hall. I do not like the time limit. I do not like the time limit, but everything else is great. Everything else is great. It's just the time limit is terrible. Okay, I don't like the time limit. I'm gonna put it right here, middle of C. It's just, look. Here's my thing. 5 minutes is way too short. And also in the cutscene before, Eggman's like, hey, the island is gonna blow up in 15 minutes. That's all you got. Collect those emeralds. And then Rouge is like, fuck you. I'm gonna do it in 5 minutes. And it's like, well, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Could you not have maybe at least done 10? 7 minutes even? That would have been enough. But no, it had to be 5. It just had to be 5. But yeah, I think I don't really like the gimmick of having to switch on certain cells so you can open them as well. I feel like that kind of really slows the pace down for this thing. And especially because you're on the time limit, it's already pretty nerve-wracking, let alone having to deal with that kind of mechanic on top of it. It's just, I don't know, it feels not great, but the aesthetic, the music, and I think the overall design of it outside of the cell thing is pretty good, you know? It's just really held back by those two things. I just can't really put it above a mid-C. It's whatever. It is whatever. I could really go without it. White Jungle is not as good as Green Forest, but I do like it. I think it's a low A. I think this one's definitely a low A. It's got the right blend of speed. It's got some good level moments. There's a lot of level design parts that I think are just copied from Green Forest, which obviously, you know, given SA2's development is fair enough. That you know, it happens. But it's just like, yeah, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's just really good. It's just really good. It's good for basically all the same reasons that Green Forest is. It also has really nice theming. I like that it's raining. You know, we don't get a lot of like Sonic levels where it's raining, I feel like. So that definitely adds to it to make it unique. Yeah. Overall, I think that's kind of where I'm at with White Jungle. I think it's a very, very good level. Not quite as good as its Sonic counterpart. But yeah, it's up there. Skyrail. Very short level. Like probably shorter than Metal Harbor. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where to put this. I think maybe under Pyramid Cave. I think under Pyramid Cave. I just think it's too short. I think also just that most of the stage being on rails means there's not a whole lot of interactivity to it. It's not super open-ended either to kind of make up for that. I don't know, and I kind of have a controversial take about a version of this level that shows up later. If you know, you know. But spoiler, I think that version of it might actually be a bit better, but just because of the way that game plays, we'll get to it though. We will get to it. Wait, assuming it's actually here, it might even not be here. There's a chance it might not even be here. Okay, wait, it's not. It is not here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well... Okay, I was talking about the cyberspace level 2-6 from Frontiers, but they don't count the cyberspace levels. They just count the, you know, they just count the islands, which we will rank the islands. We will rank them. But yeah, cool and good. All right, so I've lost where we were. Where is Sonic Adventure 2? Where is Sonic Adventure 2? Oh, I found it. All right, so we only have a couple more levels left to rank from this game. Mad Space, E tier. E tier. I don't even think I need to explain it. This level is terrible. The gravity mechanics suck. Okay, the level is way too big. The freaking monitors. Not only are the hints backwards sometimes, but they also give you the wrong hints sometimes on purpose. And now obviously, you know, you're supposed to just do whatever the opposite of it that it says. So I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory, but this level is just, it's not fun to navigate. None of the mechanics feel like they work, and it's just, it all feels like it's just working against you, and it's just not all that great. It's really not all that great. I can't get behind this level. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I would absolutely not replay it. Like, if there's any level from SA2 I'd straight up get rid of, it would be this one. And to be honest, it doesn't even really serve a purpose for this point in the level. And it kind of feels like Meteor Herd in that way. It feels like this level is just abrupt. It just kind of happens, you know? Like, Rouge basically, this is like after Rouge confronts Shadow. And it's just like, this just happens, you know? She just shows up here to just like find the other emeralds she didn't get, and then fight Knuckles for a bit, and then that's kind of like her whole involvement in the plot up until the finale. So it's just like, I don't know what the point of this was, but it's there. Cosmic Wall, best mech level in the game. This is getting a high B. This is getting a high B. Just the hover mechanic and just being able to float really high up is just, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's different. It's unique. It does a lot for itself. I feel like it does a lot for itself. And, you know, the level is also pretty challenging too. There's a lot of obstacles. It's pretty hard to A-rank too. There's also some really cool set pieces, which a lot of the mech levels don't really have. So that's also something it's definitely got. Yeah, this is a standout for sure. This is absolutely a standout. Love this one. Love this one. Very good level. High B. I love it, but it is a high B, because again, it's still, at the end of the day, it is still a mech level, and I just cannot in good faith put that gameplay style high up enough to to give it the rank that it would probably get otherwise. Yeah, those levels are just not the best. They're just not the best. All right, 2 more levels left. This is the final level of the Dark Story, Final Chase, which I feel like is significantly worse than Final Rush. I don't think it's bad though. I don't think it's bad, but it's lacking in a lot of the fun skips you can do in Final Rush. It's definitely lacking in the music department. I think this one's maybe just a high C. This is a massive downgrade. The gravity cylinders as well, I feel like, are a little bit janky a lot of the time. It's just kind of whatever, and I feel like a lot of the best parts of this level are already in Final Rush, and honestly, the best parts of this level are like the worst parts of Final Rush, so I mean, I don't know. I still don't think it's bad. I mean, the aesthetic definitely carries it, and I feel like, again, a lot of the good parts of the Final Rush are still here. It just adds too many gimmicks that just kind of don't really mesh together super well. It just doesn't really work too good. So I feel like that's maybe a high C. You know, I'd probably play it over any of these, but I don't think I'd really play it over anything above it. I'll be honest. So yeah, I think that's where that's gonna go. Final SA2 stage. Wow, we actually made it. Cannon's Core, the one where everybody works together, and I think just for the theming of it alone, that gives it a high rank. But I feel like it's got a good challenge. I feel like each character's section is rewarding and really tests everything you've come to learn about them. Overall, a great final obstacle before you live and learn. I think that this one is probably going to have to get a high B. A high B. A high B. Because I will say some of the time stop mechanics in the mech sections aren't great. The mech sections in general are just still, you know, not the best. I feel like some of the swimming in the Knuckles section can kind of drag out a bit too. But beyond that, and also you need to have the air necklace, by the way. If you don't have the air necklace for this mission, this shit will absolutely rock you. So, you know, make sure to get that beforehand with Knuckles. But yeah, so other than that, though, you know, yeah, I think it's pretty good. And again, just thematically, like, you know, everyone working together to stop a crisis. Even Eggman was just a really, really big moment in the series that basically started here. And yeah, it really gives a great sense of finality. Great final level. Amazing. Cool. So that's all for Sonic Adventure 2, which I feel like it has a lot more levels than Adventure 1, but I feel like it has definitely a worse average than Adventure 1. I mean, it has just as many levels in S tier, so that kind of tells you a little bit about, you know, I don't know. I feel like the level design in SA2 wasn't quite as good. It's not bad. It's not bad. SA2 is still a great game, but you know, I feel like Adventure 1 was just a little bit stronger, and I also think a lot of that has to do with the control system just kind of being a bit more preferable there. So yeah. Sonic Heroes. Now this one's going to be a lot more simple, a lot more straightforward. There are only 14 levels to rank right here. There's also the tutorial, which fuck it, we'll rank the tutorial as well. This shit sucks. This is one of the worst tutorials in a video game, period. They stop you every 5 seconds to tell you about a mechanic that they could easily just convey to you through the gameplay. I don't know what they were cooking here. This is terrible. This was a bad decision. And that will probably remain the bottom spot for the entire list. It is seriously that bad. Nothing interesting happens. It doesn't do a great job of teaching you. It just says things to you, and you just kind of have to be on your way. So Sonic Heroes gameplay. So Sonic Heroes is a little difficult to rank because the gameplay is very different here. Obviously, being, you know, team-based and everything. Levels are also typically a lot longer in Sonic Heroes, so we kind of need to also wrestle with that a little bit. Like, would you say that some of the levels are too long? Would you say that, you know, on the average, or would you just kind of rank it in terms of the average Sonic Heroes level length? So those are kind of some of the things we need to consider. But even with all of that in mind, I think Seaside Hill has absolutely earned its icon status in the Sonic series. There's a reason why, like, every single Sonic racing game ever basically has Seaside Hill as, like, one of the opening tracks. It just has that strong aesthetic, has that strong music, really brings back kind of the classic Sonic aesthetic as well. There's a lot to love about it. There's a lot to love about it. Great opening level, teaches you everything you need to organically, unlike a certain tutorial. And yeah, it just overall is a pretty dang good level. And I feel like for the most part, when it comes to the acts in Sonic Heroes, not too much I feel like not too much changes between them. You know, there's not too much I could say about Ocean Palace that is any better or worse than Seaside Hill. And I feel like when it comes to ranking them, I kind of almost want to rank them both as a whole. Even though, you know, technically they're not counted as one zone, it, you know, it kind of is. It kind of is. You know, it kind of really is just 2 acts to 1 zone. I guess what I will say though is that I think I probably like Ocean Palace a little bit more. I just really like the aesthetic of the ocean ruins. I really like the section where you go on the back of the turtles, and then also it does have the set piece at the end where you're being chased by the giant wheel rock thing. So yeah, it has a couple more kind of unique moments to it that I feel like would bring it above. Bring it above its Act 1 counterpart there. All right. Where were we at? Okay. Oh, sorry. Grand Metropolis. I feel like this is one of the less... See, I don't want to say it's less memorable. And this level has come back a few times. Like, this has had an impact. So I think it's a B tier. But I think it's like a B tier the same way that Hot Shelter is, where I'm just like... I think it's fine for what it is, but it doesn't really stand out too much, in my opinion. And also, Power Plant really doesn't do all that much different either. But I'll rank Power Plant a little bit lower just because it has that rising lava section, which is very annoying. And I don't like it. It is very annoying, and I don't like it. Alright, the question is, though, of course, where even is it? Because there seems to be a problem we're running into a couple times here. You know, it does get confusing, after all. Sonic Hero. That's Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay, alright, we found it. Okay, so it's after, like, all this Sonic 3 and Knuckles stuff. Okay. Power Plant, yeah, Power Plant will go pretty much next to Grand Metropolis, but just a little bit worse. I feel like it's also I feel like the Grand Metropolis stages aren't as open as Seaside Hill either. I feel like there's a lot more in the way of like alternate paths and other stuff here. This level feels a lot more linear. Which I guess is kind of in line with the classic Sonic games. Usually the first level is the one that kind of introduces you to it, giving you a lot of wide open paths and stuff. And then the second level is a little bit more of like the kind of fast-paced, like, straight shot kind of level, which I think is what they were trying to go for here. But then, you know, there's just a few too many moments that slow you down, so it feels like it kind of contradicts that. But I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad by any means. I still would say it's a good zone. It's just not one of the, it's just not one of the ones I look forward to, or particularly memorable, you know, for better or worse. And in the case of Casino Park and Bingo Highway, it's definitely for the worst. I feel like this kind of... It just doesn't work. I think more than anything, it just doesn't work. Like, it's the angles they give you. It's the control. It's the fact that, like, when your characters get wiped out, you have absolutely no chance of coming back, so it's very easy to die here. I think Bingo Highway is a bit better. The bingo mechanic definitely does a lot to set it apart. But yeah, considering the fact that most of the time you're spending in these zones is, you know, on the pinball table, and the fact that the pinball table is so bad, yeah, that kind of doesn't do it any favors. I think these are D tier. These are absolutely D tier. I do not look forward to replaying those. Whenever I have to play Sonic Heroes, I'm like, yeah, oh boy, time for these again. Alright, Rail Canyon. Now, I know these stages get a lot of hate, okay? But look, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think they're that bad. I actually really don't think they're all that bad. I would probably put them right here, middle of C. And I think in terms of, like, the two acts that you get, I think Rail Canyon and Bullet Station are probably the least different from each other. But I guess Bullet Station has the kind of better aesthetics to it. Like, you get the parts where you're shot out the cannon. You get the parts where you're going inside the train stations and stuff. You know, it does a bit more to set itself apart. But yeah, the rail mechanics in Sonic Heroes are pretty janky. Some of the level design here is kind of cheap at times. Like, you know, it can kind of really throw you off. Things just surprise you. And the next thing you know, you're hurtling down towards the floor at 400 miles an hour. And it's just like, you know, it's not great. It's not great, but I don't think it's like terrible. I think the theming, the aesthetic does a lot. The soundtrack also here is great. Yeah, you know, there's redeeming qualities to it. There's more redeeming qualities to it than I feel like the casino levels have. So I will give it that. Frog Forest. This level's really cool. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think it is either a high B or low A. I think for Frog Forest specifically, it's a low A. And then what is it called? Lost Jungle. I think it's called Lost Jungle, something like that. Where's it at? There it is, Lost Jungle. Yeah, this level is not as good. I'd probably put it right here. This is probably the most significant difference between an Act 1 and 2 I can think of. Well, okay, other than another one we're going to get to. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one's not as good. And then when it comes to Frog Forest, obviously, you know, also my Twitch view count has been saying 3 this whole time, but nobody's watching. So that's not right. Update your freaking thing. Update. It is not updating. All right, anyway, so yeah. I'm getting distracted now. So, so yeah, I really like the aesthetics of this one. I really like the music as well. I like how when the frogs make it rain, the rails grow, and then you can grind on the rails as they're growing. I think that's a really cool aesthetic. They also call back to Mushroom Hill from Sonic 3 and Knuckles here, which obviously is a very easy way to win my heart over. So yeah, I think that definitely gets an A rank. I think the second stage, Lost Jungle, isn't as good, mainly just because of the stupid freaking alligator chase at the end. That is very easy to die on, and it is not your fault when it happens. You can just die here. It can just kill you, and then there's just really nothing you can do about it. So yeah, I have a problem with this. That and just I feel like this level is where I think the big enemies are introduced, like the big armored enemies. And those guys are a drag to take out. Like, they take forever to defeat, and it kind of makes this level a lot longer than I think it needs to be. I think this is where the length of Sonic Heroes stages start to get to be a bit of a problem for some people. So yeah, that one will probably be a B tier. I still think it's not bad. Again, the aesthetics carry. The music also isn't as good. You know, actually, I might rank this one lower. I might actually put it like here. I might actually put it right about here. This one's actually quite a bit worse than Frog Forest now that I'm thinking about it more. So yeah, that's where that's gonna go. What else? So next should be the haunted levels, right? We should be looking at some nice haunted spookies. So Hand Castle. Is this an S tier? Is this an S tier? It actually might be. But then again, it actually might not. But I think a high A. I think it would probably go right about here. And honestly, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It's mostly just because of the aesthetic. Mystic Mansion isn't as good because of that section at the end. That can get pretty janky. And also, the level is pretty long. Also, I'm trying not to take into account other versions of the level too much, so I'm mainly talking about the Chaotix missions here. So, as bad as the Chaotix mission is for this stage, you know, I don't think it's enough to really make me hate it. Anyway. I think an A tier is probably fair enough for this. It's just the aesthetic, the music. It's so unique, man. I love these haunted levels in Sonic games, and I wish there was more of them. I can only really think of like 2, to be honest. There's this one and the one from Shadow. Oh, and Pumpkin Hill, obviously. But yeah, we've just not really seen like kind of this kind of spooky aesthetic done before that, or even really since. So I would like to see it come back. But yeah, so I feel like these are good levels. I feel like these are definitely good levels, and I think in terms of Heroes level design as well, you know, it's not quite the most open. But oh, sorry, I think it does. Oh my god, I think it does open things up, you know, a decent amount, but not quite as much as Egg Fleet, which I do think is in fact the best stage in the game, and I actually might rank it a little bit higher than Final Rush because it's kind of a similar concept. You know, a lot of this level is grinding rails high up in the sky, which is really cool. But this just has so many set pieces. The bit where you're riding the bits where you're riding the fan and you have to avoid the bullets and everything is super iconic, super cool. The bits where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles blow up the ships is super cool. Like this is like one of the most cinematic levels in a Sonic game ever. And I just think it's so cool. And to me, I'd love for this level to come back. I would love for this level to come back. I think I said for my Sonic X Shadow Generations level, I was going to pick this to represent Heroes. If they're going to put any more kind of representation for that in Shadow Generations. You know, beyond just the Rail Canyon. Egg Fleet would absolutely be my other pick because like it's so good. Or Final Fortress if you prefer the aesthetic. But I would say in terms of level design, that Final Fortress is nowhere near as good because this level is mad frustrating. This level is mad frustrating to play. Like there's just shit that just kills you here, and it's just it's not fun. It's really not fun. I would probably put it at a low B. I still think it's good. I don't even know if I can say that, to be honest. I might have to put it here. It's just like I feel like they cranked up the difficulty too much for this one. Those, what are they? The E2000s, the ones with the shield. That are just really annoying to take out. Those enemies are really annoying to take out. There's the enemies with the helmets here as well. So you have to knock them over to take them out. And it's a whole freaking situation. It's too much. I feel like the difficulty here is maybe a little too much. This level drags on for absolutely way too long. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. The music also isn't quite as good here. It's not quite as good as Egg Fleet is. So that one's a pretty big difference. In terms of them. But yeah, Egg Fleet absolutely is the best Sonic Heroes level. 100,000%. So yeah, I guess that pretty much is gonna take us to Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 with Wave Ocean. Wave Ocean really is just a poor man's Emerald Coast. I mean, this is actually quite bad. This is quite bad for an opening level. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is rough. This is really rough. I think I'll probably put it here. I think I'd play it over any of these. But this is absolutely not a good first impression. And you know, 06 isn't gonna make it particularly high on this list at any point. Let's be honest. The highest this game is gonna get is probably a B tier. But yeah, it's just so many of the, I guess most of the best parts of this level are just taken from Adventure, and even then it's made worse. Like you have the Orca chase, but it's just it lost all the sauce, it lost all the impact. There's just nothing. There's nothing good here. The section where you have to play as Tails, he's slow and he's terrible to play as. There's just invisible walls everywhere, so you can't even do cool skips like you could in Emerald Coast. It's like this is bad, dude. This is bad. And the less said about the Mach Speed section at the end, the better. This level is garbage. Like, this is terrible. Very bad intro to the game. Which is surprising, because usually Sonic intro levels are, like, really good. And a lot of them have ranked high, so I don't know what happened there. I do not know what happened there. But, you know, that's what we got. Alright, Dusty Desert. I think this level just sucks no matter what character you play as. Every single version of this level is terrible, okay? If it isn't Sonic having to carry Elise and having his moveset completely nerfed because of it, if it isn't Silver's goddamn ball puzzle, which honestly, I don't even really need to talk about that at this point because everybody knows, and if it isn't Shadow's awkward-ass vehicle sections, it's just the blandness of the whole thing. It's like the music isn't even all that catchy. It's just... The section where you play as Amy and Silver's level is terrible. And look, I know I wasn't going to take alternate versions into account too much, but like, you know, I feel like these are significant enough where I should talk about them. It's just like... It's just not good. It's just not good. It's probably worse than Wave Ocean. It's probably worse than Wave Ocean across like every character's version of it that I can think of. There's no reason. There's just no reason to put yourself through it. This is a low D. It's not quite an E. But it might be, actually. It actually might be. I think we might change it up if need be. But yeah, I think that might be an E tier. It's not quite as bad as these two, but it's down there. It's definitely down there. It's not doing itself any favors. White Acropolis is another bad level. The snowboarding section, man. Do I even need to say anything else? Do I even need to say anything else? This might be worse than the Heroes Casino levels. The snowboarding control is that bad. I would actually rather play the Sonic Heroes pinball table. On God. In terms of the other characters you play as, I don't remember Silver's level being too particularly annoying. That one section with Rouge that you play as a Shadow isn't too bad, except for the fact that Rouge is awful to play as because she can't get off of walls sometimes, and it's just really bad. Honestly, a lot of the reason these levels are ranking low is just because of Sonic 06's awful physics and control. The level designs themselves are not too bad. You know, like there's something there, and I think, and if you play Project 06, obviously, which I'm absolutely not taking into account for this list whatsoever, that also goes for any other like Sonic kind of improvement mods or fan games or anything like that. We're just taking the base vanilla versions of these games essentially, and it's like, yeah, you know, I think that game shows the potential that some of these levels have. And even White Acropolis, you know, they made the boarding controls a lot more fun, and it's actually pretty decent to play there. But like, the vanilla version is terrible. The vanilla version is terrible. That section where the snowball chases you and the camera flips just completely abruptly and like flips your controls. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. And beyond that, the level design is just pretty. The level design itself, actually, for that level is pretty flat and boring in particular. So I mean, there's just nothing to write home about there. You know, even the not bad parts of it are just okay at best. Crisis City, though. I want to say this is probably the best level in the game. Granted, it's not saying much, but I would say it's good. I think across all three versions of it, you're getting a pretty okay experience. Obviously, Sonic does have the Mach Speed section, which isn't quite as annoying as the not Emerald Coast, the Wave Ocean one. But you know, I mean, other than that, it's pretty decent. You know, good aesthetic, great music. You know, it's decently challenging for like the midway point of the game. Yeah, you know, I'll take it. I will take that one. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's pretty good, I would actually even say. I would even say it's pretty good. Flame Core as well. Where is that? Here it is. Flame Core as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. I would probably still say it's like a high C. Again, the Knuckles and Rouge sections for the Shadow and Sonic sections, respectively, are not great. But again, kind of goes without saying. And honestly, Silver's version of Flame Core is actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. That's probably his best level, in my opinion. I think again has a good blend of challenge, good aesthetics, good music. There's a lot to like about it. There's actually a lot to like about it. I would say it's okay. It's pretty all right. Obviously, the meteors that can just spontaneously fall on you are not the best, but I mean, look, this is Sonic 06, okay? It's slim pickings for this game. Slim pickings. Radical Train. You know, it's fine, actually. Perfectly okay. I can't really think of anything that's too particularly annoying about it. None of the characters' missions I remember being too much of a problem. So yeah, you know, I think it's okay. It's like a lower end of C. Lower end of C for that one. And it's decently open too. I think there's a few alternate paths there. Yeah, it's not bad. You know, it's fine. Perfectly okay. Again, I mean, it's still a Sonic 06 level, so there's only so much you can do, but it's not bad. Tropical Jungle. Okay, so Tropical Jungle is interesting. So Sonic has a level where he's just carrying Elise, so that's not great. There's a Rouge level that's extremely easy that you can basically just skip if you position yourself the right way. Silver's level is the only one that's really actually involved in any way, where I'd maybe want to come back and play it, but then Silver himself is not super fun to play as. I think Tropical Jungle is probably going to get a solid D tier. Top of D, but it is a D tier. This is just not, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Kingdom Valley. Again, another actually pretty good level. I would actually maybe even argue it is better than Crisis City. I would actually maybe argue it's better than Crisis City because, actually, No, not quite, because Shadow has a better vehicle section in Crisis City, mainly just because you actually don't have to do anything, so you can stop playing the game for a bit. The Kingdom Valley one kind of can kill you a lot. But other than that, yeah, it's got music, it's got aesthetics, it's got alternate paths. It's pretty, you know, honestly, Kingdom Valley pretty much has everything you want in a good Sonic level. It just sucks that it's in 06. So, beta it is, low B. But yeah, you know, for Sonic 06, man, we will take it. We will take what we can get with this one, because we can't get a lot. We can't get a lot from Sonic 06, I'm afraid. And look, okay, I don't like to have to clown on Sonic 06 all the time, because everybody already does that. You know, it's like it is the most dead of horses at this point. But yeah, this game really just is that bad. It really just is that bad. There's no confidence here that I can really enjoy any of this. Aquatic Base, though, is also pretty alright. It's also pretty alright. I would probably rank it below Flame Core, mainly just because of the weird ball sections. Probably right here, I think, is good. But yeah, it's just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's not super open, you know, it's a pretty corridory, railroady level, obviously because you're in a base. You know, the difficulty ramps up here a little bit, but I think it's fine. You know, I think the difficulty is not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, this is Sonic's final level. You do this one around the midpoint of both Shadow and Silver's story. Yeah, you know, I can take that one. I can definitely take that one, and have a okay time with it. Sorry. I don't know why I'm so tired. Okay, final Sonic 06 level, because we are not ranking the hub worlds. End of the world. This is bad. This is just terrible. This is easily the worst level this is easily the worst last level of this entire thing. I mean, come on, bro. Like, just, is it worse than Mad Space? You know, it actually might be. It actually might be worse than Mad Space. So the whole gimmick of this level is like the time portal wormhole things that can suck you in and kill you. And it's like, some of them are super hard to avoid because a lot of the characters just move super slowly. There's not a lot you can do here. Some of the sections can just be skipped over extremely easily, like Rouge's section. You don't even really have to interact with the level at all. And then others are just outright terrible, like Amy's section, because she sucks to play as. So it's like, yeah, there's nothing good about this. There's no redeeming factors to it. I guess like the whole concept of reality breaking is pretty cool, but even then, the most they do with it is just kind of recolored versions of levels we've already played. It's, yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good. This is an E-tier easily. Just a shockingly terrible ending to a shockingly terrible game. I think, honestly, for that reason alone, it might be a good level, to be honest, because it represents the whole painful journey you've had up to that point. Lost Prologue. Listen. It's better than the Heroes tutorial, but it's still a pretty bad tutorial world. So, yeah, we're just gonna rank it down there just for the shits and giggles. It doesn't really count though. Let's be honest. All right. Next up is Sound Oasis. So Sonic and the Secret Rings is a strange game. It's a strange game because this game is an auto runner. And that obviously means the levels are going to have to be designed a specific way. So we have Sand Ocean and Sand Oasis here. Ooh, should we put them next to each other? What if they kissed? What if they held hands? What am I doing? Anyway, so yeah. I do like the aesthetics a lot of it. I think some of the missions here are pretty good. There's not too much to say, to be honest. I just think it's pretty okay. I feel like the Secret Rings levels are going to be weird to rank, because it's like, what do you say about a level that, for the most part, is sorry. What do you say for a level that, for the most part, is playing itself? You know, what can you add to that? What can you really say to that? That's kind of where I'm at with this. What I will say, though, is that there are levels that have significantly worse missions than others, and Dinosaur Jungle is definitely one of them. There are some extremely frustrating missions in this section of the game here. Like, there's the egg missions, which I don't think are required, but again, the problem with Secret Rings is they don't really tell you what levels are required and are not. So I remember like the couple times I've played through this game, I ended up doing that mission, and I was like, this is terrible. This is just bad. You know, I don't like what I'm playing, and I think even the aesthetic is just kind of not too strong, and it also just doesn't fit with the rest of the game. I mean, you know, the game is obviously themed after the Arabian Nights, and I feel like dinosaurs did not show up there, so I don't really know what this is doing here. But it's there. The theme is kind of cool though, I guess. It's pretty repetitive, but you know, the music's right. All right, Evil Foundry. So purely just because of the song, this gets an A tier. Nah. I mean, you know, I do like the mission where you have to race to the end before it blows up. I do like the variety of hazards that are here, I guess. I really don't know what to say about these levels. I would probably put it like... I'd probably put it like here. I'd probably put it like right there. I feel like that's probably good for that one. It's a C tier. It's I. Just not much to say about it. Levitated Ruin. The ruins are indeed levitated. I really like the aesthetic of this one. I really like the music of this one. I like the giant kind of flying manta rays that you're platforming around. I like the light roads that you run through and you have to kind of avoid obstacles during it. One thing I will say though is I really don't like the wind gimmick where it kind of pushes you back and makes it hard to move. Like if by the time you get to this, if your Sonic isn't super upgraded, this level can be very difficult to traverse. So I think for that reason, I'm going to give it a low C. But I feel like the design and everything is actually good. I feel like the design of it is good. It's just really the wind gimmick kind of holds it back quite a lot. And some of the missions are stupid. Like there's this one where you have to kill one enemy and it's like very easy to miss him. And it's like, why is my bumper sound in the in the song files? Anyway, that's whatever. Okay, so don't worry about that. So yeah. Where were we at? All right, we were doing Secret Rings. We were doing Sonic and the Secret Rings. Pirate Storm. Great aesthetic, really cool set pieces. The missions here also weren't too obnoxious. This actually might be the best Secret Rings level. That still doesn't put it up super high, but I would definitely play this over the others. Yeah, you know, I think right there is good. What else have we got? I think we have like maybe 2 or 3 more Secret Rings stages. So let's just get through them. All right, so we have Skeleton Dome and Night Palace. Skeleton Dome is very unmemorable, despite the fact that it should be like really cool. This world has like 3 missions, right? There's the one where you have to like. There's obviously the one where you have to get to the end. There's the one where you have to defeat all the enemies. There's the one where you have to like collect the king's bones. And then I think that's it. I remember some of the enemy rooms in this one were also pretty annoying. So yeah, this one's probably a D. It's just not. It's not doing a lot for me. It's just really not doing a lot for me. The song is good though. I like the theme for it. It's very chill considering it's like the second to last level in the game. Night Palace. I like this one a lot. I do think sometimes the challenge can be a bit much for this one, which is mainly just down to Secret Rings' awkward gameplay and controls. But I think it's pretty solid. I'd probably put it above Evil Foundry. I think the aesthetics are great. I like the kind of trippy, like alternate dimension sections you do. Where you're running along the glass, those are cool. I like some of the missions where like the corridor expands and there's a lot of like crazy magic trickery happening. Like, I think in terms of theming, this is probably like the best level in Secret Rings. Maybe other than Pirate Storm. I really like the pirate stuff. And yeah, you know, I think it's fine, and I do like, you know, I do like the music for it as well. Very good theme there. Probably one of the best in the game. Okay, so that's it for Secret Rings. Great. Now we can move on to games that I feel like are a little bit easier to rank. So, Sonic Unleashed. Windmill Isle. So for Sonic Unleashed, we are taking the Sonic levels and the Werehog levels into account for this one. So how are they? Well, I think they are both very good in the case of Windmill Isle. In fact, I would probably say it's an A tier. Great introduction to the game. Shows you everything you want to know. You know, some of the alternate acts, I'm not really going to talk about them too much because I honestly can't say I've had too much experience playing them. So when I'm ranking the Sonic Unleashed levels, I'm really talking about the main acts that are required to beat the game. Which obviously in this case are daytime act 1 and 2 and then the nighttime act. But yeah, they're all really solid. Do a good job showing you the game's mechanics, do a good job showing you that Sonic Unleashed is coming out swinging, doing big things for the series. And this is going to be our first boost title, so from here on out it should be a little bit easier to rank some of the games compared to each other, because, you know, the gameplay wise they're going to end up being a lot more similar. I'd probably put it right about here. I'd probably put it right about here, just below Hang Castle. I think it has, or maybe just above. It has pretty much everything though. It's got those alternate routes. It's got great music. It's got great theming. I love the setting of Greece here. Very cool. And obviously, yeah, but even the night level is good. Even the night level is pretty good here. It's not too long. It's not too annoying. It's got everything you need. It's got everything you need. I think it's a solid A. Savannah Citadel. I think the night level holds this one back just because it's pretty long. There's a lot of very slow-paced block pushing in that one. The main act is really cool though. The Sonic act is really cool here though. I do enjoy it a lot. I think the night one maybe just drags it down a little too much. I think it's a high B. I think it's a high B. I think we've beaten the bar of Ice Cap in the B tier. So now, there we go. I feel like Ice Cap was kind of the midpoint of the list. Like that was kind of like the bar that all the other ones need to try and cross. So I think that's where that probably goes. So yeah, good shit. Next off, we got, it should be Rooftop Run. Alright, so Rooftop Run. Extremely iconic level from this game, to the point where I would actually probably say this is an S rank. In fact, this might be the only Sonic Unleashed S rank. Just because, you know, again, there can be quite a big discrepancy between the day levels and the night levels. I feel like for Rooftop Run, that isn't as apparent. I think this is where the night levels start to get a little bit longer. You also have the Clock Tower section, which is definitely challenging. You know, and obviously it does like the old school Castlevania thing where like the more it scrolls up, you know, if you go back down you'll die sort of situation. So that's kind of annoying. I don't know why it's like that in a game that released in 2008. That was just a very outdated thing by this point. Unnecessary. But then again, at the same time, would you rather fall down the middle of that thing and have to climb it all back up, or just die? Like, let's be real. Let's actually think about it for a second. I think I'd rather just die than do that. So yeah. What else? Let me think. Yeah, the daytime level is just really good. Great mechanics there. It's also quite a lot longer than the Generations versions, so we'll kind of think about that when it comes to Generations. I think in terms of Generations, like overall, we're going to be looking at those levels in terms of like how much better is it than the original. And also we're just ranking the modern Sonic levels. Last time we did rank just the classic Sonic stages and gens. We'll do just the modern Sonic stages here. So you know, if you want to see how I rank the classic Sonic Generation stages, go check out the previous VOD that we did earlier this month. But yeah, I think overall both are just really solid. The daytime level, the nighttime level, they're both really good. Both great set pieces, both very iconic. Yeah, I think that's pretty easily an S tier. Pretty easily. Alright, Sonic Unleashed, Dragon Road. Okay. The night level here is probably one of the shortest in the game. In fact, it might actually be the shortest. And the day level is kind of hit and miss in spots. The big part I don't like about the day levels is the part in the screenshot here with the spinning platforms. The Sonic Unleashed platforming controls were not that great. I feel like he was pretty slippery. to control. I feel like his air speed was maybe a little too fast in some cases as well. So it makes platforming like this not the most satisfying to do. It's not like difficult, but it also doesn't really feel good. So I think for that reason, I would probably put this stage in a B tier. It just doesn't. I feel like it doesn't make that much of an impact as it probably could. Matter of fact, I'd probably put it between Grand Metropolis and Power Plant right there. I think that's probably a good spot for it. It's just kind of... I feel like out of all the Unleashed stages, Dragon Road is probably just the most, like... It's just kind of there. It's really just kind of there. Cool Edge, though. This is one of the best in the game. This is one of the best in the game. And honestly, even the night level is good. Even the night level is good. You got good music. You got good theming. You know, obviously, when it comes to the day level, you got the giant whales and stuff. You got the bobsled sections. A lot of really iconic set pieces here. And then in the night level, you know, it's really a lot more platforming focused, and you do kind of have to deal with ice physics here and there. But I feel like it doesn't really serve to make anything too much worse for this stage. I don't think it's better than Windmill Isle, I will say, but what I do think it is better than is nothing else in A tier. Actually, I think it will just go right. I think it will just go right there. I think it will just go right there. But yeah, the night level is not too slow paced. The day level has just the right blend of speed and platforming, I think, in it. And yeah, good moments overall for that one. Next up is Arid Sands. Ooh. Okay, so this is where the difficulty spikes. This is the point in the game where the difficulty just shoots way up to almost an absolutely obnoxious degree. Especially for the night level. I think honestly the night level alone could net this thing a D tier, but the day level was actually really good. The day level was actually really good. I used to really not like it, but I think once it kind of clicked, it's like, oh yeah, this is the kind of speed that a Sonic game can achieve, and like when you get that and nail it perfectly, it's very satisfying. It's actually really satisfying. So I think I got to give it to this one. I think I gotta give it to this one. Like, it has that balance, you know. The day level I'd say is like an A tier, but the night level is like a D tier. So I think this one maybe averages out at like a top C because of that. But yeah, I'm just thinking, like, would I rather play it over any of these? I probably would. I probably would play it over any of these. Yeah. And a lot of that is just to do with the fact that a lot of the games that are here are ones I don't like as much as Unleashed. Like, you know, obviously, there's a lot of secret rings in 06 down here. Actually, is there any 06 in C2? There might not be. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, it's really mainly secret rings. All right, so back to Unleashed. They have the mobile version of Unleashed here too. Should I rank? I'll rank that if we get back to that with the handhelds. I'll rank it if we get back to it with the handhelds. I'm also including Sonic 4 in that as well. So yeah. Well, I guess that'll be like the 2D modern Sonic section. Alright. So how many Unleashed stages do we have? So Skyscraper Scamper, Jungle Joyride, Eggman Land. Skyscraper Scamper. I feel like it's kind of similar to Dragon Road. Like, I feel like it's just kind of there, but I do think it's better designed. It also has the better music, I think, for both the night and the day acts. So where did I put Dragon Road? Right here. Okay, so I would probably put it... I'd probably put Skyscraper Scamper right about here. Kind of like the top middle of B. The top middle of B. I think it has a lot of cool set pieces to it, like when you're doing the egg chaser moment with the Brooklyn Bridge. That's pretty cool. I like running up the building with the quick step section and then landing on the gold ring at the end. That stuff is all really cool. There's a lot of really cool sections to it. The Werehog levels not too obnoxiously difficult like it was in Arid Sands. Yeah, I think this one's pretty okay. I think a B tier is pretty appropriate for that one. And then, after that, is Jungle Joyride. Now, okay. If we were talking about pre-60 FPS patch Jungle Joyride, this would unironically be in D tier. Like, arguably the worst level in the game. But with the 60 FPS patch on Xbox Series S/X, this might be one of the best levels in the game. Actually. I think across both the night and the day acts for this one, the biggest problem I have is just the water running sections. And even then, there's like not that many of them. There's not even that many of them. But I remember when I was trying to S rank it, those were a problem for me. But yeah, I don't know. And I really like the night music too. The music for the nighttime stage is really good here. I don't know. I might have to put Jungle Joyride up there in A tier. I actually really enjoy this level. I actually really enjoy this level quite a lot. I gotta say. Alright, final Unleashed stage is Eggman Land, probably. Yeah, there it is. We're not counting Tornado Defense or the hub worlds because, you know, it's completely different gameplay. So yeah. Alright, Eggman Land. So I, like many others, you know, I'm terrible at video games. Which means I struggle with this level quite a lot. Not as much as I used to. I remember the first time I played this level, I think it took me over 70 minutes to beat it. I was here for over an hour. But that was also on the 360. Since then, I've been able to basically cut my time in half. And I feel like I've enjoyed this stage more with each subsequent playthrough. That being said, this is not a level I really like to replay. It's just not that replayable. The sheer length of this thing alone just makes it just almost completely unplayable for me. It's like unreplayable for me. Like, I just don't want to come back to it because it's so long. And, you know, obviously if I'm trying to go for ranks and stuff, that length will build up. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's not bad. I can see what they were doing, and I appreciate that, like, because this is Eggman Land, you know, this is a big deal in the series. Like, this is the main goal that Eggman was working towards. So it makes perfect sense for it to be, like, as extremely just ball-crunchingly difficult as it is. But I don't know. It's just, like, I just don't, like, it's really just the replay value. The replay value is just not there, which is also something we are kind of taking into account here. You know, replayability is a very big part of the Sonic series. And I feel like the less replayable, the worse off you kind of are, because, you know, that's the thing they incentivize, and that's why the ranking system is also so important. Is, you know, you want to get better at it. But I feel like with every other Unleashed level, like, I got S ranks in every other level in this game, just not Eggman Land. I just never wanted to do it here. Some of the Werehog sections are annoying. The Sonic sections for the most part are pretty okay, except for some certain traps and mechanics that they spring on you last second that you didn't learn about until now. So it's kind of like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. I really don't know where to rank this one. I think maybe just a low C. I really don't think it's bad. You know, don't get me wrong. And I do appreciate the challenge. But I do think it's just too much. And I think the length really doesn't help. There's a reason why after this, like, all the final levels they did were just nowhere near as long or difficult. Because a lot of people did not fucking like that. A lot of people were not into that. And I can perfectly understand why. So, yeah. That's pretty much how it goes. Misty Lake. We're now on to Sonic and the Black Knight. Which, much like Secret Rings, is going to be kind of weird to rank. I have no fucking idea how to rank this. I will say, this level has good aesthetics. It has good music. The missions here are pretty okay for the most part. Obviously, for Black Knight, for the most part, like, each level has like 2 to 3 missions that you need to do to actually progress the story. So, you know, you're not going to be here a lot. But, you know, I'm so not used to the stream schedule. Neither am I, to be honest. I'm really not. I'm really not. Again, we can all, you know, it's just kind of a work in progress, so we'll see how things go. But thank you for joining. Hello, hello, hello. We are currently in the process of ranking Sonic and the Black Knight stages. Yeah, Misty Lake is pretty good. Misty Lake is pretty good. I think it's a decent introduction to the game, and it really shows off all the mechanics that you need to know, which is really just swing the Wii remote. Yeah, just swanging that thing in this game. Where do I put this? Where do I put this? Probably above Final Chase, but below Flame Core. I think that's a good spot for it. Oi, oi, oi! Oh my god. Wow! What am I doing? Why did I do that? Alright, what's the next Black Knight stage? Camelot Castle. Very cool, very iconic. I'm pretty sure this is the stage that's on the game's box art, so I think that gives it some points. And yeah, you know, it's just, I really don't know how to rank this game. Like, it's just like, what do I say? You know, this is not a traditional Sonic game in any sense of the matter. What is Eggman Land doing in C? So you just missed it. You just missed it. My problem with Eggman Land is not the difficulty. It is entirely the length. I think Eggman Land could be like a B tier. But yeah, it's too long. It's just way too long. Like, like, for most people, by the way, you know, obviously, there's ways to skip around it. But most people are going to take like half an hour-ish, 25 to half an hour. That's just too long for a Sonic level. It's just not replayable. It completely lacks replayability. That's really the big problem with it. It's just not a level I want to go back to. Like, I S-rank every other Sonic Unleashed level, and not Eggman Land. I did not touch that one. I did not touch that one. But yeah, Camelot Castle, I think, has good themes to it. I think it has a good aesthetic. The music is good. And yeah, that's pretty much all there really is to say about it. I would probably rank it above Misty Lake, but again, there's just not much to say. There's not much to say. Like, Secret Rings and Black Knight, they just can't have that much variety between their levels because, you know, it's all the same gameplay. There's only so much railroading you can do before it starts to feel like it's the same thing for some of these levels. I've lost where we were. I'm lost. Someone help me. Okay, Deep Woods. Cool aesthetic. I don't remember the music being very good for this one. Or, well, okay, it was good, but, like, it's not super memorable for me. Yeah. Probably a C tier again. I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lot to say. I will put it below Pirate Storm from Secret Rings. Cool. Moving on. Most people will take 10 to 30 minutes for a lot of their stages in their first playthrough. Yeah, no, but for Eggman Land, that's like if you're good. Like it's like 30 minutes if you know what you're doing. But you're not necessarily good enough to like speed run it or do any skips or anything like that. So basically, let's just say where I'm at. Kingdom Valley in B. Yes, only because of the Sonic 06 tax. Only because of the Sonic 06 tax. No? What do you mean, no? Can't just say no. What was I doing? I completely forgot what I was doing. I lost track. We just ranked a Black Knight level. Yeah, we did Deep Woods. Okay, what's the next one after that? It would be Crystal Cave. No, it's not Crystal Cave. It's Titanic Plain. This looks like the Windows background, and it kind of, you know what? This actually is like Sonic Frontiers. This actually looks quite a lot like Sonic Frontiers. I remember this level had like the rocks you can smash through, and these big enemies that grab you here, and you had to wiggle out. This stage really didn't have much else worth mentioning, to be honest, so I think it's kind of just a low C. I don't have much to say about the Secret Rings or Black Knight stages, you know. And I do like Black Knight. I do think Black Knight is a pretty decent game. You know, I just think Secret Rings had the stronger themes, to be honest. Like with this, you're really just with Black Knight, you're really just getting like forest, castle, plains, cave, town. That's kind of really just what you get with this game. So it's like the level themes are just not all that interesting, and because the gameplay is so railroaded, there's just not really much I can say. I guess the crystals look cool in this one, but like I don't have anything to give it. I really don't. Eggman Land is 10 to 15 for people who know the level. That's absolutely cap. That's if you know, like, speedrunning shit. That's if you know, like, speedrunning shit. If you just know the level and you're just familiar with it, like, it's not gonna, like, it's still gonna take you long. You know, it's not a short level to do. And there's also the Werehog sections. Like, the Werehog sections are just not good there. They're very janky. They are extremely janky. Molten Mine. This is much better. This is much better theming-wise. I don't know if I can really put it that high. I'd rank it above Flame Core. This is probably the best level in Secret Rings so far. I do like the minecarts and the town and everything being on fire. That's really cool aesthetic, but it's just like the aesthetic and the music is really all they have for this game. So that's really all I can rank on it. Far Away Avalon. This is just the boss fight, right? This isn't even actually a level. Same with Dark Hollow. I'm pretty sure Dark Hollow is a boss fight. So we'll just do these. So Knight's Passage is kind of just a remixed version of Misty Lake, but I guess it looks cooler, so I'll just rank it like right there. We'll just kind of quick fire these. We'll just kind of quick fire these because I really don't have much to say about them, but it's just like they're cool. They're pretty cool. Oh, there is one I actually do have a bit to say for Shrouded Forest. Again, really just a better version of the other forest stage, which I seem to have lost track of. Where was it? Deep Woods? Deep Woods? Is that what it was called? There it is, Deep Woods. All right, there we go. Shrouded Forest, we could put one above. I guess it's cooler. It's a little bit more challenging too, a little bit more interactivity, obviously being later in the game. So that's great. Great Megalith is a remixed version of Camelot Castle. Again, adds some more difficulty. I feel like the music maybe isn't as good, but, you know, gameplay comes first, so I feel like that should be ranked higher. Again, just more interactive, more stuff to do, more stuff to look out for. It ain't too bad at all. Alright, last couple levels. Alright, so we've got the Cauldron and Dragon's Lair. Which tier list is this? Ooh, tier list. Let me give you this. But yeah. Sorry. I will say though, for the Eggman Land thing, like, you know, you run the game, right? So I feel like you might just be a bit disillusioned with it as to like what the casual perspective is. So I think, you know, there's definitely a bit of a rift going on there, but yeah. Like I think if I ask most people, it's like they'll probably say, oh yeah, Eggman Land is like, you know, like knowing the level is like 20-25 minutes maybe. You know, it is still a long level, and your first playthrough of it can take up to an hour. So, I mean, I know mine did. So yeah, that was. But to be fair, that was also on the 360 version, which obviously had its issues with lag and being 30 FPS in general. So it just feels slower than the 60 FPS patch, which is much better, and I had a much better experience playing it there. So yeah, there we go. All right, so Dragon's Lair. Oh wait, did we rank the Cauldron? Oh yeah, the Cauldron is D. I don't like this level. It's really bad. I don't like the wall climbing sections. And playing it as Blaze is absolutely the worst. She is like the worst character you can use for that. And I swear, every time I get to this level, I always end up playing it as Blaze because I forget how bad it is. And it's just like, it's just there. Dragon's Lair, I think, is a remixed version of Crystal Cave. So wherever Crystal Cave is, we'll put Dragon's Lair just one step above. There it is. All right, that's it for Black Knight. There we go. We can move on to games that I think I have maybe a little bit more to say about. All right, so next up is Sonic Colors Tropical Resort. Great opening to the game. Shows you some of the unique Wisp powers. There's a good blend of 2D and 3D levels in here too. I think it's really solid. I think this is an A tier. Obviously, the theming, the music, everything comes together to make this a very, very solid intro. Is it better than Windmill Isle? Not quite, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely right next to it. I literally watched my friend who doesn't know anything about speedrunning and Unleashed beat the level in 12 minutes. That's just not possible. That has to be cap. I just don't believe you. I simply do not believe you. But yeah. Cool. Sweet Mountain. This might be the weakest level in colors. But even then, it's just a C tier. Like, there's like a couple of the acts are just a little too slow paced. But again, it's like the theming, the music, the aesthetics, everything is here. You know, everything you want is here. There's a good number of alternate paths as well. You know, good red ring placements, which is really a big part of what makes a lot of colors levels actually really fun. Is those, but yeah, you know, this is top of C. It's okay. It's okay. That's honestly the worst colors gets. That's honestly the worst colors gets. Starlight Carnival, really good, great level. Pretty automated, and also, you know, they introduced the cube wisp here, which is probably the worst wisp ability. But I don't know, man. I like it quite a bit, so I'm gonna say this will probably go right about here, just under Lost Colony. I think it's a good stage. It really really plays into the unique aspects of Sonic Colors, and also it's just really impressive. Like technically speaking. Like, that level, like, looking as cool as it was, running that smoothly on the Wii, that's definitely, you know, that's definitely something to give it credit for. I can't lie to you. That is definitely something that I think is worth giving it its flowers for. So, yeah, good level. Next up is the classic Planet Wisp. I gotta say, Planet Wisp. It's interesting. I feel like this level has had such a massive impact on the franchise. And it definitely stands out a lot in terms of the theming. But in terms of level design, in terms of the actual level design, I feel like it maybe doesn't live up to that. Is that crazy to say? It's still good. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. I would say it's like an upper B tier level, like right about here. But I don't know. It's like I feel like its reputation almost exceeds the actual level itself. In a way, it's weird. It's really strange. But yeah, like, you know, again, the theming really is so strong though, you know, and I think that's really what carries it to a B. I think if the theming wasn't quite as strong and we just had the level design as it is, this level would not make it this high up. It would probably be like a C tier. But yeah, theming's great. The soundtrack obviously goes without saying is fantastic. Planet Wisp has one of the best songs in the Sonic series for all three acts. They introduced the Spike Wisp at this point in the game as well. Yeah, you know, not bad. Not bad. I think it's definitely a good B tier. I think it's a solid level. It's just one of those things where I feel like it's almost kind of... I feel like its reputation is almost kind of surpassed what the level itself in some ways. But yeah, it is really good. It is still a very solid stage that I do enjoy coming back to, which is honestly the most important thing with a Sonic level. It's just if I can come back to it anytime and have fun, that is the most important thing. And I think that definitely goes for Aquarium Park here, which is going to just about make its way into the A tier. It's going to just about make its way into the A tier. I do like a lot of the mechanics here. I like using the Drill Wisp underwater. I like the set pieces they've got going on here, and just the aesthetic, man. Just the music. It's just everything about it is just so good. It's so good. They just cook so hard. They cooked so hard, and you know, even in like Sonic Colors Ultimate, I feel like this is the level that was kind of butchered the least by the weird lighting of that game. So I think even in both versions, this is probably like one of the best looking stages in the game. It really stands out a lot, man. Really stands out a lot. Colors in terms of the level theming is like probably like the best in the series, honestly. It really might be up there. Like, they took the idea of like a whole bunch of different amusement parks and attractions and like put together and like really did something unique with it. Really did something unique with it that I feel like we don't see elsewhere. Are we counting riders? No, we're striking. Striking? What? We're sticking just to the platformers for now. Mainly the mainline ones. If we have time, we'll go back and do some of the handhelds, maybe. Or we could leave that for another video. But it's looking like we might not have time for that now. So we'll split. We'll basically split all of these up into separate videos. You know, and all that, and that way it's easier for me to milk content out of this. But yeah, no, that's how I think we'll do it for now. But yeah, also I haven't played the first Sonic Riders, so it'd be a pretty incomplete ranking that way. All right, Asteroid Coaster. Asteroid Coaster. This, I'm thinking about it. This might be my favorite Sonic Colors zone. This might be my favorite Sonic Colors zone. I think I might have to put this one at a high A tier. I'm not gonna lie. Is it above Emerald Coast? No. Is it above Jungle Joyride? I think it actually might be. I think it actually might be. Again, just really strong theming. Incredible music. Great aesthetics. Again, this is a Wii game, bro. This is a Wii game. Why does the lighting look so good here? They also introduced to you the Frenzy Wisp, which, you know, doesn't control too great in 3D, but the 2D sections with it are a lot of fun. Really cool gimmicks in some of the levels. Like, there's that one part in, I think, is it Act 5 or Act 6, where you get that one thing that, like, spins you around and you have to homing attack it at the right time. That's really cool. The roller coasters are obviously great. Like, running around the rings of Saturn for that one mission is pretty fantastic. Like, yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think this might be my favorite Sonic Colors zone. I really enjoy this one. I feel like it doesn't get the recognition it probably deserves. Very fun. Very fun. Good challenges there too. Why there's so many? There's gotta be. There's gotta be. Look, man, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is a long-running series. There's so many stages, so many levels, and in so little time. Oh man. But yeah, where we at? So we have just done all of that. I'm also not counting game. Should I count Game Land? To be fair, I don't think. Did I count the multiplayer levels in the classic Sonic tier list? Hold on, this is a very legit question right now. Did I include the multiplayer levels in the classic Sonic tier list? Because if I did, I will include Game Land. If I did not, we're gonna leave it off. Let me see here. Let me skip to about this point, because we should have ranked them by then. It doesn't look like it. Hold on, let me skip towards the end, because by that point I would have definitely... Hold on. By that point I would have definitely ranked everything from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Okay, so... This is what's in C. I'm not seeing any of the multiplayer levels. So I don't think I did do those. Let me see here. Let me see here. What? One second. Why is this guy not moving? Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, I mean they wouldn't really rank that high anyway. I don't think any of them would have gotten past like a C tier. I don't know. I feel like I. Oh, okay. That was the end of the tier list. I guess I was maybe just talking about it. Yeah, no, I don't think I did the multiplayer levels. Okay, so we won't count Game Land. We won't count Game Land because I didn't do them there. All right, Terminal Velocity. There's really not much to say about this one because both acts are just auto runners. The second act is also 30 seconds long and is really just a cutscene. But what I will say is the aesthetic, the theming, the music, once again, just like everything else in Sonic Colors, is incredibly strong. Just that, you know, it's really... there's not much to it. There's not much to it. It's really just one act, a final boss, and then a cutscene. That's pretty much what this is. And we're not really factoring the bosses into it either. So I would say that Terminal Velocity will probably get... Let's just put it in the middle of C. Let's just put it right about there. That's fine. But yeah. Just not like super involved gameplay wise. Alright. Next up is Sonic Generations. So obviously this time we're ranking the modern versions. Last time we ranked the classic versions. So we're just doing the Act 2 stages. Just the Act 2s. Also, no, we are not ranking Casino Night because it's a pinball table and it's like separate gameplay and it just doesn't count. It just does not count, okay? Oh my god. Why did I do that? What am I doing? Alright, Green Hill Act 2 Generations is an S tier, okay? This is easily an S tier. Great introduction back to the modern Sonic Boots gameplay, which is now even more refined from Sonic Unleashed. And it's just like, it has that good blend of platforming, has that good blend of speed, has just a great recreation of Green Hill overall. This is the first time, obviously, we saw it in HD. It's perfect. Like, it's actually just perfect. It's the best freaking intro you could possibly ask for in a Sonic game, if I'm being real with you. And I would probably put it right here above Final Rush. Great. It's pretty easy though. It's not super long. It's like a just under 2 minutes. But yeah, you know, pretty good introduction. Chemical Plant Act 2 though, that's also an S tier. Okay. That is also an S tier. Alright, there's so many good... Listen, alright, I might be biased, okay? Generations is the best 3D Sonic game, so it has some of the best levels. Chemical Plant Act 2, oh my god, bro. The way the whole thing is blowing up around you, the slides, the skydiving sections. Oh my god, it's too good. It's just too good. They cooked. I don't think it's better than City Escape, though. It's not better than City Escape, but it is up there. It is up there. That is a top 3 level so far. That's about to change very soon. Sky Sanctuary. I will actually be honest for a second here. Okay, no. With the exception of Planet Wisp, I think modern Sky Sanctuary is probably the weakest modern Sonic level in the game. Maybe? Actually, Crisis City maybe is a little bit worse. But that being said, I mean, bro, this is still an A tier stage. Like, this is still an A tier stage. I mean, what do you even want me to say here? Like, this level is fantastic. All right, so many alternate paths, so many opportunities for platforming, so many hidden secrets, so many references. All right, everything here is perfect. Okay, it is just it's everything you need. It's honestly everything you need. What do you mean, huh? The weakest Sonic Generations level is an A tier still. Okay, look, that's just how good this game is. Look, you can't stop me. You might disagree, but you can't stop me. Alright, Speed Highway. This might actually be on par with the original. It might be on par with the original. This is a top 2 stage right here. It's the sense of speed, okay? It's the remix. It's the flair of the whole thing. I love that when you start the level, immediately there's like 3 different things you can do. You can either just run down the hill and take the path normally. You can freaking take the goddamn helicopter. There's like a rail you can also jump onto. It's like the whole thing, just like, it's already just opening itself up like massively. Like, there's so many alternate paths. There's so many ways to get through, and it's like different. They're completely different sections of the level that take you to that next part where it goes into 2D, and then you're like inside the buildings and stuff, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. You know, you know what? I actually think the Generations version is better than the original. I think this is the best 3D Sonic level. Like, actually. It's perfect. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They're running down the building. They kept it and they made it even better than before. It's like, it's even more cinematic. There's even more going on. You know, they did get rid of that At Dawn part, which, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame that that's gone. But I feel like what it's substituted with is just more of a already pretty fantastic level. That it's just like, I can't even complain. And obviously it looked great in HD. I feel like that goes without saying. But yeah, it's just like, just an amazing level. Absolutely amazing level all around. It ticks absolutely every single box, and then some. Great 3D Sonic level. Absolutely adore this one. I've been loving it for years, honestly. I've been loving this level for like 12 years at this point. You know, I know this level better than I know anything else in my life, to be perfectly honest with you. City Escape Modern. Now, here's the big question. Is it better than the Adventure 2 version? Well, the short answer is it absolutely is. The short answer is that it absolutely is. And it might even be better than OG Speed Highway. You know what? Yeah, I'm actually gonna go bold with this one and say it's actually better. I just think it's like, again, they took everything that worked about the original and just ramped it up 1,000-fold. First of all, the snowboarding controls a lot better because you also have a drift now to use, so it's just like, that's better. That whole section is also a lot more involved. There's tons more alternate paths to take. Really opens the whole thing up. And just throughout the level in general, there's a lot more paths you can take. There's a lot more to do. I feel like compared to the Adventure 2 version, where it just like, you know, that version felt a lot more linear. I feel like you really get to like explore the city in this one. You really get to feel like Sonic in this one. And also that all goes without even mentioning the gun truck chase, which has been absolutely just ramped up like 1,000-fold. You know, he's got chainsaws now. He's chasing you on the side of buildings and stuff. It's like just purely for the just set pieces of this thing alone, it's an S tier. But it's like the level design itself is also really good. Even the 2D sections are nothing to sneeze at. You know, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, and it's a pretty meaty level as well. You know, you're getting a level of about 2.5 minutes here too. Really, really solid stuff. I think this is definitely one of the standout levels in 3D Sonic. 100%, 100%. And I think what Generations lacks in terms of level length, it more than makes up for in terms of just being just being absolutely perfectly designed. Like genuinely, I think those levels are crafted to complete absolute perfection, and that goes again for the next one we're going to talk about, which of course is Seaside Hill, returning from Sonic Heroes. And you want to talk about open level design, you want to talk about alternate paths. I swear to God, I don't know how many times I played this level and found something just completely new, completely different every single time. I don't know how they do it, but this level is huge. Like I feel like what we're seeing in the levels of Sonic X Shadow Generations, like every level is like just as open as this was, and that's what gets me so excited about it, because it's like this level is already really good. And yeah, this is obviously making mid S tier, just under Chemical Plant here. I do think Chemical Plant is a little bit more tightly designed. I feel like the set pieces also are just a little bit better here, but I do really like the section obviously where you get to pick between doing the turtle platforming section or the kart riding section, the bobsled. Yeah, I think it's really good. The huge improvement over the original, which already did rank high. So yeah, I think this was absolutely a no-brainer to get into S tier. Generations absolutely on an amazing streak right now. Love to see it. Would you count the open zone? I am going to be counting the open zone. I will be ranking those. They don't have cyberspace levels here. So yeah, the Frontiers rep will be for the open zones. We'll be talking about those a little bit more in depth when we get there. As we move on to the final era of Sonic Generations with the last set of 3 levels, we have Crisis City, which, yeah, I think is also an A tier. I think this is also an A tier. I am probably going to rank it just below Metal Harbor. Just below Metal Harbor. Big improvement over the original. Huge improvement. First of all, just because you don't have the really annoying loading screens between each section, that is already like a huge... that's already a huge difference. And also just graphically, isn't it crazy, right? Isn't it absolutely insane how this level is on the same hardware as the Sonic 06 one, and it just looks so much better. It's like... it's actually crazy. Like, I don't know how they did this. Like, I don't know what kind of black magic they used between 06 and Generations, but this level looks so much better in Gens. Level design is also a lot better. It's not quite as challenging as the original, which I do think is I think maybe docks a couple points off of it. But yeah, I think just what's there is great. I do think maybe the sections where you have to stomp those platforms down, also those are maybe a little bit too slow paced. But that's really it, honestly. Those are the only problems I have with it. Other than that, again, checks all the boxes. Alternate paths, great theming, great, absolutely incredible remix of the theme with the violins in there and everything. Like this is just about as perfect of a upgrade as you could want for this stage. So there we go, giving Sonic 06 some good love. And then yeah, what else? And I think it's cool that Generations is gonna have 2 of the best levels from 06 now. So we can actually play the good levels of Sonic 06 in a good game. You know, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy what having a good game can do to your level design. But yeah, Rooftop Run, man, it's got to be said. It's got to be said. Like, I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Okay. It is better than the Unleashed version. Okay? It just is. It just is. It might be shorter, but length isn't everything. I think what they did is they took all the best parts from the Unleashed version and condensed that all into that is the level. Like, that is just the level. Every single part of the Unleashed one that felt like the level was kind of dragging in places, or it felt like maybe it was padding out a bit. They cut the fluff. They just completely cut the fluff out, and I feel like for that reason, this is definitely the better version. I think I would probably also rank it right about here, just under Red Mountain. I'm blocking you. Damn, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Where's my skydive section in Gens? Okay, but like Generations has... Alright, here's the thing with the Generations version though. The Generations version has the better clock tower segment. It has the much better clock tower segment. Because I played Generations first, right? So when I went back to play Unleashed and I got to the clock tower section, I was like, this just doesn't look as cool. Like, it feels like something's missing here. And it's just like, I feel like the Generations version just has so much sauce because it has the freaking trick section, you know? That does a lot for it. I feel like that just does a lot for it. Like, honestly, that alone makes it better. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like they really cut down on the fluff that the original had and just made it like the most condensed, like better version of it, in my opinion. I like the whole celebration atmosphere of it too, with the confetti and the balloons and everything. I think that's great. I think that's great. The side angle is everything. I mean, the camera work in Generations, I feel like in terms of the cinematics, is also just better than Unleashed. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it just visually it just looks so much cooler. It just looks so much cooler. And I feel like there's so much more sauce going on with that one. But it's great. It's great. Both stages are still fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Unleashed Rooftop Run is still an S tier. It's still very good, and that's also including the night stage in that. So you know, that says a lot about how good it is. All right. So where are we at now? Well, that leaves us with just one more Generation stage. That being, of course, Planet Wisp. Planet Wisp. Yeah, this is probably the weakest one in the game. That being said, it is still gonna land itself. Now, I don't think it's as good as the Colors version, but I think it will go right next to it, because I think it has a lot of the same design philosophy to it. Even some of the level sections are pretty similar to Colors, which, you know, it makes sense because, you know, obviously Colors came out just a year before Generations. They probably didn't really have too many ways to remix it or change it up. By that point, they had a pretty good idea of how they wanted to design Sonic Boost levels. And, you know, yeah, I think even in terms of, like, the 2D aspect of it, it's pretty similar to Colors in that way, too. So I feel like there's not too much different between them. But I just feel like Colors... I feel like the Colors version maybe has more to explore in it. I feel like there's more routes. I feel like the gimmicks of it are a little bit more fleshed out too compared to the Generations version, where sometimes it feels a bit repetitive. But other than that, you're really getting the same experience. I feel like both versions of this level are both good. I feel like they're both good. I don't think I'd really take one over the other, but if I had to, it'd probably be Colors. It'd probably be the Colors version. I think that's really the only case where the original version in Generations is, the original version of a level in Generations is better than the remixed version, but again, it's to be expected. Like, it wasn't that long after Colors. There wasn't really too much they could do. Alright, so that's it for Generations, the greatest 3D Sonic game of all time. So let's move on to arguably the worst 3D Sonic game of all time, with Sonic Lost World, wherever that even is. Oh, they even have the legend. We'll rank, you know, we'll rank the DLC levels too. Fuck it. We'll go all in. Windy Hill. It's a pretty okay introduction to the game. The aesthetics don't really do it for me. I don't like the Mario-fied Green Hill. The music is good. I do like Windy Hill's theme, but yeah, this is not getting higher than like a low B. It's okay. It is alright. Okay, so next up, Desert Ruins. Nah. I don't like the Candyland level. I don't really particularly like the first or fourth acts either. The only level I really like for this world is the is the honeycomb one, where you're basically doing a Sonic 06 max speed section, because that's the only point in Lost World where it feels like you have any kind of speed. Yeah, this one is looking like a solid mid-C. It's whatever. It's just kind of there. It's just kind of there. And again, the problem with Lost World is these levels, they're not explorable. There's not a whole lot of alternate routes, and they're not very rewarding to take. Tropical Coast. What even were the levels in this one? So you had the annoying fruit one, which was annoying. You had the one where you're using the rocket wisp to go between different islands. Whatever. The first act is just kind of there, and then you have the rail level, which I do like the aesthetic and the music of that a lot, but it's just kind of a typical beach level. There's not really much to say about it. I would probably say... I'd probably put it about here, just under terminal velocity. And this is tropical velocity. That's a interesting level combination there. Frozen Factory is terrible. Bad level. This is a D tier. This is a D tier. I'm gonna put it here. This is terrible. Like I don't. It's just bad. Not one of the acts of this zone are good. The casino level sucks. The first act sucks because it's like a fucking maze, and it's just like it's not fun to navigate. The snowball level is arse because you can barely fucking control where you're going. It's just, this might actually even be lower than this. This might be a bottom of D tier type situation. This is just a bad level. It checks absolutely none of the boxes. It checks absolutely none of the boxes. The only thing preventing it from being an E tier is that it doesn't have any gimmicks that are like particularly annoying like the ones down here do. But it's not good. It's really not good. I'm going to count Final Horizon in Uranos. Yeah, I'll probably take that into account also. Because where else am I going to talk about that? Silent Forest. Out of all the levels of this game, it probably has the strongest theming. But, I mean, that can only take you so far when your level is just not all that interesting. I mean... Let's see. So the first act, you know, it's pretty basic. Introduces you to the world, like most of the other Lost World first acts do. The second level is the one where you have to not get detected by the owl, and they give you that shitty rhythm wisp that's like terrible, and it's literally only in that one level, and I think, and it's just bad. What was the third level? The third level was the second cave stage, which is an ice cave, which probably would have fit better in the ice zone before this. And then the final act is like the one in the temple kind of area, right? Where the lights turn off and it's like trying to be Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, this is whatever. Middle of C. I guess there's some interesting ideas here, but it's just none of it comes together in any form to make something I would want to even come back to remotely. Sky Road is just a reskinned Windy Hill for the most part. I don't think it's as good, so I'll just put it there. But yeah, you have a lot of the same level designs with that, so I mean, there's not too much to say there. Lava Mountain. What is Lava Mountain? Lava Mountain is just a boss rush. It's just the Lava Mountain is just a boss rush. Then you get the rail grinding level. Then you get like another boss rush, which does have an actual level attached to it in this theme. And then you get the final boss. And that's kind of it. I mean, it's aight. It's aight. Terminal Velocity is definitely a lot more impactful of a final level, so I think it would go right there. Definitely above the Tropical Coast, though. Okay. Next up is the Hidden World, which is pretty trippy and weird. I kind of like it. I think there's some cool ideas here for levels. I like the one where the giant Pac-Man is chasing you. That's pretty cool. It's not really super Sonic-y as a level, but like it's not bad for like what is essentially just an extra level, an extra zone, if you will. Hey. All right, then we got to talk about the Nightmare Zone. This is the Nights level where basically you do a big boss rush. Can I really talk about this as a level? This is really just a boss rush. That's like what this is, right? There's not really much level to this. Like, the only level you play is the max speed sections, which is just between bosses. So, I feel like that one doesn't really count. But the Yoshi's Island and Legend of Zelda stages now, those definitely count. And I'm not going to lie, these actually are the best stages this game has. I'm not going to lie. And listen, I might be biased because these come from games I actually like. Compared to Lost World. But yeah, these are actually really solid. The Legend of Zelda level in particular is actually pretty damn good. Like it's really open. There's a lot to explore. Great references to the Zelda series overall, and it kind of actually feels like a bit of a prototype to what we would get later on with some of the more open levels of Sonic Frontiers. So yeah, I'm kind of with it, honestly. I'm kind of with it. I'm gonna put it next to Windy Valley. It kind of gives vibes of what the beta Windy Valley was going to be, and I feel like that should probably put it right about here. That is deadass the best that this game has to offer. And I think that's kind of hilarious. But yeah, the Yoshi's Island stage will go there too. But they have good theming, good alternate paths, good music. Yeah, they check most of the boxes. It just sucks that you're still in Lost World gameplay style, so it's kind of awkward. Done. Okay, if you want to post that in the Discord, we will check it out after we're done here. Thank you for contributing. We appreciate that. Yeah, that's it for Lost World. Great. Epic. Okay, so what now? So we have a whole bunch of mobile games that we're not ranking, and Lego Dimensions as well, because that's here. So next up should be Sonic Forces. Yay. All right, where is it though? I feel like they put it where it should not be. Right? Or am I just blind? I might actually just be blind. Oh, no, I'm blind. All right, so Green Hill. Green Hill. Now, for this one, I'm going to factor in just the levels where Sonic is playable. So we're not going to... So obviously, we're not talking about the classic version because we already ranked that. And I'm also... I guess I'm not really talking about the Avatar version. But we can talk about the Sonic version, and we can talk about the tag team version. And, you know, they're pretty alright. It's a decent introduction to a very mediocre game. So that would pretty much put it right slap bang in the middle of C tier. There's not much in the way of alternate paths. There's not much in the way of challenge at all. I guess once you get to the pyramid level, it opens up a little bit, especially when you get to the indoor section. But before that, it's really just a straight line with like a double boost section. And then once you get into the actual place itself, there's a lot of ways to skip around the actual platforming. So it's just like, it's just kind of there. There's a lot of level that you just don't have to play. And I feel like I can't really rank it any higher because of that. Okay. Next up is the city, which I think overall is a little bit better. So for the Sonic level, well, it's really just the Sonic level actually, because the other stage you get with the tag team is the Metal Sonic boss fight, and I'm not really counting that as a level. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is just ranking the Sunset Heights stage, which is pretty okay. I actually think that's a pretty good level. It should have been the first level, like we all thought it was going to be before the game came out. In terms of the story as well, I feel like it would have made more sense to be the first level because. You know, obviously Eggman's attacking the city, and so you'd think, you know, you'd have it be, oh, Sonic is like in the city making his way to Tails to save him and everything, but then, you know, you play Green Hill and then it cuts to the city, and then you don't play this level until literally the halfway point of the game, so it's like, what? But yeah, it's like, it's not bad. It's not bad. Now, would I rank it that high? Definitely not, but I think it can probably go about here, just under Kingdom Valley. Sunset Heights was the most advertised stage. Yeah, it has the icon status to it. It has the icon status to it, and I think that also, you know, puts it up there. You know, it's really the big focal point of the game. Just, you know, it's just like most things in Sonic Forces. It's pretty flat, pretty empty. It's over before it really even begins. Yeah, that's kind of just what we got. The chemical plant level for Modern Sonic, though, I actually will say is pretty good. I would actually dare to put this I would actually dare to put this like right here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I actually think that level's pretty well designed. Like, I think the opening section with all the rails is really cool. A lot of alternate paths to take. The 2D section also has a ton of alternate paths. Decent challenge for the point in the game you're at. There's actually quite a lot to like here. The soundtrack for it is also really good too. So yeah, no, actually thumbs up for that one. And I feel like it's a good way to kind of recreate the chemical plant without it feeling too stale. You know, whereas I feel like the classic Sonic version is a little bit too, you know, it's a little bit too much just trying to be like, you know, Sonic 2, but completely failing because it doesn't play anything like Sonic 2. So it kind of just doesn't work, like, at all. Death Egg. What's Modern Sonic's Death Egg level? The Egg Gate. The Egg Gate. That one's also pretty good. I gotta say, it's like, it's just, it sucks though, right? Because I can't rank these beyond a B tier if this level was just longer. All right, if there was just more to it, okay? If this level was longer than a fucking minute, like, I could put it above B tier, but I can't. I can't put it that high. I don't think it's as good as the chemical plant, so I'm probably going to put it just under. I think that's where that goes. Egg Gate, I don't remember that. So it's the one where, it's the one where it's kind of like Final Rush, you're grinding around in space. And then there's those indoor sections where you have to avoid getting crushed. And then at the end, it has that big, like, Star Wars QTE moment. That's that level. I don't know if that jogged your memory of it, but yeah. I mean, hey, that just goes to show, though. I mean, the Forces levels, even at their best, are not super memorable. All right, Mystic Jungle. Yeah, this is probably the worst example of Forces level design in the entire game. This is probably the worst example of Forces level design in the entire game. I mean, what do I even say about this? Like, this level. Yeah, it's the one after the Zavok fight. That's it. But yeah, Mystic Jungle. This level, the opening, right? I'm pretty sure you know it. It's the one where you do nothing but hold the boost button. In fact, you don't even need to touch any other input than jump. Than jump and boost. Until you get to, like, the second 3D section of the level, because, you know, obviously if you don't use the control stick, you're going to end up, like, flying off the track. But even then, it's like the 3D sections, they're just boosting parts, where all you do is just go forward, and there's, like, maybe one alternate path. There's, like, maybe one alternate path in the entire level that's at the beginning where you do the 2D section, and you can either choose to go up or down. That's it. That is all you get. Other than that, it's whatever. Now, I think the theming is cool. I like the music, but it's just not enough to save it. I mean, this is tragic. This is just absolutely tragic. Like, I don't know what happened here, but like Forces, they just didn't have enough time to cook. They just did not have enough time to cook. All you do is just boost. You just boost. You know, I remember before Forces came out, right? People would say that the boost games were like, oh, it's boost to win. All you have to do is boost and you get to the end of the level. But it's just like, that wasn't even true. That wasn't even true. What Forces came and did was actually make that statement true. With the levels in that game. I mean, like, it's just, it really was boost to win. Like, if you talk about, like, Generations Unleashed, or even especially Colors, actually, like, you try to just boost to win in those levels, it's not going to work out for you. You know? And I mainly say especially Colors because, you know, that game is really centered more around the platforming than the actual boost mechanics. But yeah, the Metropolis level for Modern Sonic is pretty decent. The tag team level is also really good, actually. So this one might have to get a pretty high ranking, in terms of Forces at least. Which isn't super high. This might be the best one so far. I feel like the Modern Sonic level had a decent number of alternate paths. I like the music. I like the aesthetic. The setting's really cool. I feel like it's maybe not as good as the original Grand Metropolis from Heroes. But I think it does its own thing, and I think it does it pretty well. And again, the tag team level actually is pretty open. There's a lot to do there. Levels are quite short, but it's not bad. It's really actually not that bad. People have beat the stage with one boost and jump. I'm sure they have. But yeah, no, that Mystic Jungle level is not great. Really not great. Not a good showing, Sonic Team. Yeah, it's like, it's annoying though. It's like, I feel like most of Forces levels aren't even all that bad. Oh, wait, this is null space. Hold on. Okay. So we're not going to factor this one into here. But I do think this one's also pretty good. I'm going to drag this one down, though, because of that. But I do think this null space level is also pretty good. Probably better than the Metropolis stage. Probably better than that. I think that's probably where that will go. And then for forces, I think there is one more level type, which is the Eggman Fortress. Where is it at? Empire Fortress. There it is. All right. So what levels do you get here? You get this one with Modern Sonic, where you can basically just boost to fly over the entire level. And you get the one with the tag team, where it's pretty much just terminal velocity again, except there's like a section where you have to destroy these capsules, and then it's a double boost section at the end, and that's it. Yeah, this is a letdown. This is a letdown for a final level. It's just not doing anything. It's just not doing anything. This is supposed to be the end of the game. Why does the end of the game have two of the shortest levels? And it's just like, it's not even challenging either. It's just like, it's just over before it even has a chance to do anything. It's like, what? Come on, man. Come on, man. This might be a D tier for that. Just because it just ends on so much of a whimper. I guess like the Modern Sonic level at least has alternate paths to it. It's just like, even the aesthetic, even the music, it's just not there. It's just not there. It just doesn't have source. It just does not have source. I'll just say the Null Space mod for Generations is really fun. Shows how much better gameplay just shows how much better gameplay can enhance your experience. Really, genuinely, yeah. It really is that simple. And like that's what I was saying when it comes to the generation stages. It's like and certain games that adapted that maybe aren't as good. It's like when it comes to levels from like Heroes or 06, you know, and I'm not saying Heroes is bad necessarily, but you know, I do think that the Generations version, you know, did improve it a lot. And it's something I'm excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations, but it's like they can really turn like ideas and aesthetics and stuff like really great if they just have the gameplay to back it up. If they just have the gameplay to back it up, you know, Heroes kind of lack some of that polish that Generations has, that makes, you know, I feel like Seaside Hill a better adaptation there. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. And obviously, you know, 06 is pretty self-explanatory. You know, that game just does not play well to begin with. So yeah, I guess that pretty much leaves Sonic Frontiers, because I have not played Sonic Dream Team, which I don't even think is on here. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, I do think we'll leave the 2D the handheld games for another list. I think we'll leave the handheld games for another list, because you know, that's a whole stream in and of itself, because there's a lot to talk about there. And I think with that we'll also I think by the time we get to that as well, we'll update it with the games we played since. So hopefully we'll be able to rank the Knuckles Chaotix levels and also the Shadow the Hedgehog levels, because it's with those ones, it's been too long since I last played them to rank them. Same with Sonic Unleashed. We'll probably do the Unleashed levels for that one as well. So once we've done all those games, I'll try and remember it. But yeah. Alright, let's start with Kronos Island, the opening island of Sonic Frontiers, of course. And you know, I think it's really cool. But it's kind of hard to rank these. Like, how do you rank an open zone compared to these other gameplay styles? It's just really freaking different. Okay? So how do we do this? You know, we obviously have to rank it in terms of explorability. Replay value isn't going to come into account for this, because this is like replay value is just not really the point for Frontiers, I feel like, outside of like the cyberspace challenges and such. So yeah, and I guess just in terms of collectibles and stuff of that nature, the size of it maybe as well. I feel like this is a B tier. I think actually, yeah, I think right there, it feels like an evolved version of what the Legend of Zelda DLC was. Like it really feels like that. Like if you play them back to back, there's a lot of, like, it feels similar. I'm not gonna lie to you, it really does. But yeah, Kronos Island is a great opening to the game. I feel like the way that everything is kind of laid out here does a good job of tutorializing you. I feel like a lot of the Guardian fights here are really cool as well. Really stands out. And just like just the scenery of it, you know, they really do a great job aesthetically setting up the kind of mood of Sonic Frontiers here. It's a good island. I think it's a really good one to start with. I like it a lot. I feel like it kind of loses points on the aesthetic department just because, you know, it is really just a realistic grassland with some ruins in it. Which kind of goes for all the Frontiers maps, to be honest. These would be a lot higher up if they just were a bit more interesting to look at. But yeah. Our ranked are based on story, challenges, guardians, enemies, and of course, Titan boss. So I'm not really taking bosses too much into account here, to be honest with you. Story as well, I'm not really taking into account, but challenges is a good one. And I feel like in terms of all that stuff, I think Ares is the best island. I think Ares is probably the best island. I would probably say it would go right here. No? Okay, bottom of A. But yeah, I think in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the island challenges, in terms of traversal, I think it is the best one. Also, I'm taking this into account with Spin Dash. I'm also taking this into account with Spin Dash. I know without Spin Dash, Ares Island can be a little difficult to navigate with some of the canyons, but like, I think overall it's really cool. It also has some of the best platforming sections in the game. Like, especially those little bits that are kind of off the island where it has some of the spinning geometry and whatnot. Like, those are really cool to traverse. I really enjoy those. And just, like, in general, a lot of really cool points of interest in this one. Yeah, really good shit here. Really good shit here. I mean, despite being a desert island, there's actually quite a lot to do in this one. It doesn't, like, feel empty, which is good. I didn't count Spin Dash because I forgot it was a thing. Oh, Spin Dash changes the game, bro. Spin Dash changes the game entirely. And that couldn't go any further than for Chaos Island. If we were talking pre-Spin Dash, I would actually probably put Chaos Island at a D tier. Actually, no. Maybe like a low C. Maybe like a low C. I feel like D is a little harsh, but it's just the 2D sections, the way they railroad you, and all that stuff. But like with the Spin Dash, like that like you can just ignore all that shit. You can ignore all the parts that aren't too great. But I still think though, it probably wouldn't be good faith to rank it that high. So I will probably put it right about here at the top of C. It probably would have been like a low C before Spin Dash, but after Spin Dash, I feel like that's a good spot for it, you know. I do think the 2D section drag it down a bit. I do think what they do with the theme is interesting. There's a lot of different regions within Chaos Island that I think do set it apart. There's some good points of interest here. But it's not like, you know, it's nothing too crazy. It's really nothing too crazy. I think it's okay. It's aight. It's aight overall. And then lastly, well, not lastly actually. There's a couple here. Oh, the cyberspace as a whole. Interesting. So they don't have the individual levels, but they have cyberspace as a whole. Okay. Raya Island is really just a cutscene island, but there are some actually really cool tower challenges here that are fun to do. Probably has some of the most challenging, difficult platforming sections in the game as well, which really puts you to test Frontiers' very cool movement system that I enjoy playing around with a lot. This one's pretty good. Where did we rank Chronos? I don't think it's as good as Chronos. Okay. But I think right here, like top yeah, right there, just below Cannon's Core. I feel like it's a pretty solid island. Remember that one puzzle in Chronos? Do you mean the one with the lights? I don't like that one. That one sucks. Fuck that puzzle. Why is that the hardest puzzle in the game? Unironically, it's like the first one. It's like the first freaking puzzle you do before the boss, and we're on the first island. Like, why is it so difficult, bro? I feel like I'm getting more distant from the streams. Oh, why is that? Why is that? I mean, if you feel that way, I would like some feedback. Is it something I'm doing wrong? Is it the schedule? Is it just you? Like, what's up? What's up? I need to know these things. It's very important. Because obviously I want to try and get better. I do want to grow here. So whatever I can do to do that is stuff I can adapt. I mastered it pretty easy, not gonna lie. There is a way to do it. I just don't know what the way is. So it's like I just kind of like brute force it until I get it eventually. I can't remember how long it took during the playthrough. I feel like it took a while. I haven't been here for more than 20 minutes. Kind of feel like it's me. Wait, were you here the whole time? Until that? Gen Alpha Attentions fan? Listen, bro. I'm not like them. Kind of feel like it's me. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no. If it's anything I need to improve or fix up, then yeah, do let me know. Like, you know, I like is it engaging enough? Am I doing enough to like keep you guys interested? Because I feel like engagement is kind of something I struggle with a bit. So I do want to try and get better at that in whatever ways I can. So I try to do more streams like this where you guys can get involved and put your own 2 cents in. All right. So Orinos Island. How do we rank this one? I still don't think it's better than Ares, but I do like it a lot. I do like it a lot post Final Horizon because the challenges there. Listen, I'm one of the few people that actually really loves the tower challenges in Final Horizon. I thought that was like the highlight of it, to be honest with you. Like more than anything else in there. I loved the towers. The towers were so good. I love how challenging they were. I love how I couldn't rest for a single minute. Right there, like it reminded me of some of the best levels from Unleashed in Generations, where it's like you're constantly moving. There's constantly moving parts. There's constantly things you need to be looking out for. Like it's like it really does a lot. Like it really does a lot for just like a small concept that I feel like it actually, you know, it might be better than Ares. It actually might be better than Ares. This might be the best island now. Only Up Sonic Edition. The 5th tower is so good. I think my favorite was probably the 1st tower. Out of all of them, I think the first 2 were the most challenging, but I think the first one is probably my favorite out of all the towers. The 4th tower was really cool as well. I remember that one. But yeah, towers were amazing. Automation was at an all-time low. You can't half-ass this. It's beautiful. Yeah, no, like probably some of the best challenges in Sonic Frontiers. And if I'm honest with you, that's what I want to see going forward. I want to see more of that going forward. Obviously, you know, the things that really drag Orinos down is just really down to the fact that, again, you are just stuck with kind of the basic grass aesthetic. There's not really too much in terms of variation here. And also just, you know, yeah, it needed more aesthetic identity. It needed more flair. Also just the clashing assets when it comes to like the platforms and stuff. But that is just generally that's just a Frontiers wide issue that I feel like that's probably going to be the first thing they address when it comes to the next game. So I'm pretty confident as long as they stick with similar design to this, I am going to be very, very happy. Also, I think the Guardians here are probably some of the best in the game too. I really enjoyed fighting Ghost. I really enjoyed the freaking... What the hell was the name of the final ninja? The Shinobi? Was it called the Shinobi? No, the Master Ninja. The Master Ninja. That's one of the coolest Guardians in the game, in my opinion. So yeah, really cool stuff with that one. And yeah, that looks like it's about it. I think we got our full ranking. Kishimoto looked at criticisms. He really did. He did a great job, by the way. Like a lot of the feedback he got. Like, he implemented that in less than a year, you know? A lot of the stuff people were asking for, like, he managed to get in there in some way, and it's really impressive. Like, listen, people have had their grievances before with him when it comes to, like, some of the other games he's worked on. I don't think it's his fault. I think it's down to some of the, like, higher-up direction that they have with some of the games a lot of the time. That's what kind of buckles him down. But when you just let the man cook, like, he can cook. Like, let him do his thing. So that's what I want to see in the next game. I want to see him have that, like, full creative freedom to just kind of go crazy with it. Take everything that really worked about this game and take all the stuff that's looking like it's going to work about Shadow Generations and just combine it. Just make it one big, amazing Sonic game that we're all going to be looking forward to. So yeah, that's probably going to do it for the list. Are we looking at any final adjustments here? I'm pretty happy with our S tier. But to be honest, I feel like we can move a couple up. Now that we've done the whole thing. I also think maybe I will place Jungle Joyride above Asteroid Coaster. Let's see. Radical Highway might go above Hang Castle. Right there. Okay, the rest of this all looks pretty good. I might put Orinos over Aquarium Park. Ares can stay there. Yep. This all looks good. Good. I might actually put Ice Cap above Savannah Citadel. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm good with this. I'm good. The beta looks pretty solid. The beta definitely looks pretty solid. I might put the hidden world above Sky Road. There we go. I feel like that was a decent part of Lost World. Sweet Mountain. Sweet Mountain I'm going to rank up. I'm going to rank it up to probably about here. I think maybe Kingdom Valley above Crisis City. And I think probably both of these above Eternal Engine. Also Sweet Mountain. Can go there. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Kishi Goto. Give Kishi Goto a few years and he will make Sonic one of the best franchises in the series. In the world. Yeah. I mean, hey man, Sonic already is. We just need that little push to become peak, the peakest of peak. But yeah, Sonic is already great. I like this franchise. Could you tell I like Sonic? Sonic's pretty cool. And then we got some of this stuff at the bottom. I think I'll rank Eggman Land up. I think I'm maybe gonna put it right about here. I think it will go from a low C to a mid C. Because I'm thinking about it now compared to these. And I think it's definitely I'd probably play it over most of these. I'll be honest. Could you tell I like Sonic? He's really cool and epic and not bad now. Yes. Epic. D tier. I might rank up Casinopolis. I feel like this is maybe a little harsh, looking back. I don't think it should be that low. But I also don't think it would be above these. I think it should just be in C tier. I think that's fine. Anyway, see you all next month? Next month? Jesus Christ. Oh, well, oh yeah, because... Okay. Sorry. I forgot. I'm like, where are you going? This is like, freaking September is tomorrow. That's right. Also, I think I'm going to do... Okay, we'll talk about that when we're done here. But yeah. Alright, final ranking though. I'm good with this. I think this is pretty much exactly how this should look. I think this is pretty much exactly how it should look. Why is Eggman Land lower than a Lost World stage? Hey man, listen. Don't you worry too much about that. Actually, what Lost World stages are higher than it? Desert Ruins, Tropical Coast. I feel like... Are these too high? I feel like these maybe are too high. Actually... Nah. See, these stages are okay. See, Eggman Land doesn't quite rank high enough. It just doesn't. I don't know. Those Werehog sections, they drag it down. A little bit. They're not very fun. Like that part where you have to balance on the beams and stuff and you don't have like a drop shadow to help you out. It's like, I don't know. Some of the platforming with the Werehog is kind of awkward there. I feel like I remember the Wii version actually maybe was better with the Werehog. Like the daytime sections are better in the HD version, but the Wii version has the better Werehog sections. I feel like I remember it kind of being that way for me, but I'll have to see when I replay Unleashed. We'll figure that out. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be the final list. Just popped in quickly. How much do you have left? We're done. We finished. Nah. What do you mean, nah? Listen, just admit it. I'm right. It's okay. So yeah, that's the final list right there. I think we're going to save that up. And we are going to put it in for the full ranking. Nice. Here we go. Woo! Let me do my tweet. As I always do. You know how it is. And yeah, there we go. Whoa, let me show you this thing real quick. All right. The definitive list of modern Sonic stages. Only counting console 3D games. I also forgot to rank Sonic 3D Blast, but we'll just include that in whatever the next ranking Sonic stage ranking is. Should we just call it the rest? Sonic stage ranking the rest, and then we just do everything. But yeah, and then we'll do a Sonic stage ranking for the racing games after we've done the racing games marathon. I think that would be fine. But yeah. there is absolutely no, oh my god, I can't spell, argument to be had. But do leave your own opinions. Wait. Feel free to leave your opinions, though. Would love to see it. Alright, cool. There we go. Can we look at the previous classic, the previous Sonic stage tier list? Just compare them. Because I might also, later on, I might just post a version of it that has both combined. But I might just do that off camera because that seems like a lot of work to do to like rank them and then do the individual placements and stuff. That seems like a lot, but yeah, I might compile this into one big tier list at some point, just off camera. Oh my god. Or I might make it into a video. I might do like a little, I might do like a little video basically doing like, hey, Sonic tier list update, and then we work in the modern stages with the classic ones. Where would I have saved this thing to? Oh, here we go. Probably the freaking folder that literally says tier list. Unless I didn't save it. I might not have saved it. It doesn't look like I did. It actually does not look like I did save it. Oops. Oops. I have good news. One of my friends is selling a PC and they said they will give it to me for 250. Oh, really? Interesting. You might want to hold off on that, just in case. You know, you might want to interrogate them a little bit. Just to make sure that you're getting what you asked for, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can't find it. I guess I didn't save it, so we'll just figure that out later. We'll get pics of it later so I can show you and ask what you think of it, if that's okay. Yeah, we can do that. I think it would be nice for me to look at it. All right, so here we go. Let me open Ahilja's tier list. Thank you for your contribution. And now I will absolutely roast you for your incorrect opinions. All right, so what do we got here? We got I guess we got Eggman Land as the very best 3D Sonic level of all time. I mean, hey, fair enough. Like I can actually see why it would be someone's favorite. I just personally don't see the replay value in it, so it doesn't rank that high for me. But it's not a bad level. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. All right, then we got Rooftop Run. Looks like the Unleashed version. Green Forest. Okay, there's a lot of Unleashed and Adventure 2 here at the top, so I think I can tell what your favorite games are. A little bit of Heroes as well. Okay. Sky Sanctuary Modern for Gens as the best one. You know, I can see it. I can definitely see it. We also have some Unleashed rep here, which unfortunately I couldn't do this time around just because it's been too long. It's been like 4 years since I played that version. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much I disagree with. I will say City Escape and Speed Highway are quite a bit too low here. You know, this is just not high enough. You know, we need to see more than this. And then there's all right, but the rest of this looks pretty good. I don't think I have too many issues with that. All right. The B tier, Modern Green Hill is quite low. Ooh, that's quite low. Is it? I'm guessing this is not in any particular order, for the most part, because that is a lot of work, to be fair. But I'm crazy enough to put in that kind of work. Not everybody is. Okay. All right. Yeah. This is not a bad list. I feel like there's not a lot of things I have a problem with here. There's not a lot of things I disagree with here. I think Hot Shelter is like really low. I don't think I'd put it that low. But yeah. Planet Wisp quite low as well, actually. That's ooh, C tier. Scathing review. I put that work in S and A, and then I just went random. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely tell S is like ordered. This definitely looks ordered. A tier definitely does too. Yeah, now that I look at it. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. No, this is not bad. This is not bad. I think this is a 9 out of 10 list. I feel like this is a 9 out of 10 list. There's definitely a few that I disagree with quite a bit, but I think for the most part, this is some cookery right here. Also, yeah, it looks like no 06. So good for you. Good for you for not having 06 on here. When they got it, they said it was 700. Damn, they're willing to sell that thing for like a third of the original price. Yeah, we'll definitely look at that. I'll definitely look at that with you if you need help. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I think that's probably gonna do it for this tier list. So, guys, if you enjoyed this stream or you enjoyed the VOD, you're watching it afterwards, and you haven't already, make sure to follow us here on twitch.tv/ExtraZoneArcade, as well as youtube.com/ExtraZoneLive. All right, we're live on both platforms at the same time, chilling, streaming, and just trying to basically make a whole platform out here. It's fun. It's fun. I enjoy doing this. You know, we did hit our goal of 10 subs, which means, yes, the Sonic Cookbook stream is in fact going to go down at some point, probably after the Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough, which you've all waited long enough. Okay, tomorrow is September 1st. I think we begin the Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough. I think the Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough begins tomorrow. So, 3 p.m. BST. This is the place you want to be. All right, we're celebrating the Year of Shadow with his own game, of course. Love to see it. So make sure you're following. You can also drop a subscription as well. In September, subs are going to be a little bit off. There's going to be a bit of a price cut. So if you couldn't afford it before and you wanted to avoid ads, you wanted to sub, go ahead and do that. It would be greatly appreciated. And, you know, it's just, you know, we give to each other that way. It's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of situation. You get to avoid ads, you get some cool emotes, you get a nice badge next to your name, and you just get to know you're supporting me in general, which is just, that's honestly the greatest perk of them all, to be honest. Ads? Oh, well, I mean, if you're on YouTube, you're exempt anyway. But, you know, eventually I will be monetized and you won't be. Those Twitch boys. Damn, you don't have to call them boys. Dang. But what else can you do? Well, of course, you can go subscribe to the main YouTube channel. We post reviews, retrospectives, mostly analysis videos. That seems like it's really the main thing we're doing right now. I would like to see a little bit more support on the movie videos. I feel like those flopped pretty damn hard, and I guess it's probably because everyone else was doing it. So, you know, unfortunately, we didn't. It was, you know, we only got mere droplets of the Sonic Movie 3 hype. But yeah, do go give those just a little bit more support, whether it's in the form of a like, a comment, a share, whatever you can do. It all helps out. I also will probably have tomorrow a new analysis video posted, but for Mario Party. So we're shifting focus to Mario a little bit, and yeah, that will be posted. We also do the stream clips and everything of all the funny, cool moments that happen here. So if that all sounds like a good old grand old time to you, make sure that you go check those out. There's also the TikTok page which posts the same clip, which posts the same clips. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. But you know, they're a little bit censored because TikTok don't like that swearing. And lastly, go follow me on Twitter because I waffle about stuff there. You know, Twitter's pretty cool, except for the fact that it's not. So yeah, that's going to do it. Tomorrow, the Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough begins. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. They said because it's for me, they will down the price a lot. They know I have bills to pay. That's fair. That's fair. We should still check though. We should still make sure, you know. We should still definitely make sure. So yeah, with that all said, I will see you guys in the next stream. All right. Damn. Goodbye.